Hello everyone! Hello! I am no longer in the echo chamber, so you should actually be able to hear me okay, but we'll see. And also, nothing is freezing really anymore. Hello everyone! Stop spawning in my jar! Hello Florian, hello Lemmy, hello Alex! Good current time of the day, that's the spirit. It's probably the best way to say it, honestly, but normally you come in here and you say good morning, so I'm a bit concerned. Are you no longer in denial? Have you finally accepted that it is not morning? I swear to God, you always come in and say good morning or something. But you know what? It's fine. It's okay. How are you guys doing? How was your... No? What do you mean no? No what? How are you guys? How was your weekend? Or I don't know. What was it? When did I last stream? Last Saturday. Correct. It feels like it's been such a long time. I think it's probably because I was like traveling back and everything. It feels like it's been ages since I last streamed, but I last streamed like on a Saturday, haven't I? So it's been Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, only like 3 days. It's been years. It's not been that long. Hello, Mr. E. It's always morning somewhere. It is always morning somewhere, I think. Probably, right? Yeah. The earth is round. Well, maybe I should like... Guys, trigger warning. The truth. The earth is round. If you're a flat earther, don't listen. Don't listen. Content warning. Science. I only exist when Lera goes live. Don't lie to me like that. I see you in our Vtuber chats. That's right. But yeah, I hope you guys had a good weekend. I'm so tired, but no way. I'm not even kidding. I will see people who like I see in my chat sometimes in other chats, and I'm like, ooh. Am I allowed to be here? Because I watch so many VTubers. Nowhere is safe. You guys think just the chats where I actually participate are the safe ones? No. That one time I was watching like this really big VTuber, and I wasn't even looking at the screen. I was just like drawing and listening to her, and then she goes, "Oh, this person, thank you for the membership." And I think, well, that's a really common name. Like, surely it's not the same person that watches me. When I raise my eyes and I see like the exact same profile picture, and I'm like, oh, it is the same person that watches me. That's right. The Lera, the VTuber addicted Lera is everywhere. Sounds like a threat. I mean, not really. It wasn't Alex though. It was like ages ago. I think Alex didn't watch me yet. So Alex was safe until Alex started watching me, but now I clock all of you. She knows. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I don't even do it on purpose. Honestly, sometimes when I see somebody I recognize in chat, I don't message anything. Sometimes I will like come into a chat and I'm like, okay, there's nobody here I recognize, so I'll say hi. But if I see someone I recognize, I just stay quiet. Because I feel bad. I'm like, Maybe I should just make an account already so that I can just use the chats. But then I feel weird pretending to be some random person. It's not like I'm famous or anything, but it still feels wrong. If that makes any sense. But either way. You guys can watch your VTubers, I'm not judging. I promise, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah. I don't know. I don't really use the chat that often anyway, because like it's extremely distracting to me. Like once I send one message, that's it. I'm not gonna actually be doing what I'm trying to do. Because I always just put on the stream and I'm like, okay, now I gotta work. But then the second I say hi, it's over. I'm just just gonna be commenting for ages. I'm just gonna be sitting there like saying shit the whole time. So I try not to say anything because then I get too into it and then I can't stop and then I'm not actually focusing on my work. This account, not Lera, is saying very familiar things. Why is this account, not Lera, telling this VTuber to play The Last of Us? See, that was just dead giveaway. One day you're just gonna see this person, like a really normal fake name, like, I don't know, Brian. And this Brian person is in this VTuber chat and they're like, hey, would you ever play The Last of Us? And that's how you know. You're like, yeah, okay, that's Lera's alt account. We know it's a pretty popular game, but nobody else would just come in here and be like, so, how about this The Last of Us game? I'm sorry. I am so sorry. I really wish I was normal about The Last of Us, but I am not. Brian keeps telling people too much of Vinland Saga. Every time anime is brought up, this Brian guy is like, what if you watch, you know, I have a good anime for you. You like, oh, you like anime? Well, do I have a recommendation for you? It's called Vinland Saga. How dare he leave Brian alone? Me defending this imaginary person. The Brian account doesn't even exist yet and I'm already defending them. Oh man. Maybe, I don't know, I need to come up with like a name that nobody would suspect for my totally not Lera account so that I can watch VTubers in peace. Next thing you know, I'm besties with all the other viewers. Let Brian have his special interest. Yeah, leave him alone. Brian of a duck icon. That'd be too obvious now. Around Brian Gaming LP. What does the LP stand for? Like, let's play. But that implies that Brian makes content, doesn't it? Like, naming your channel Brian Gaming, I feel like that implies that Brian makes content. I'm trying to roleplay as just a guy here. I'm trying to roleplay as just a guy. I can't just self-promote like that. Liquid propane? Brian Gaming Liquid propane. You know, that has a ring to it. What if the account was just called Liquid propane? What do you think about that? How does that sound? But then I'd have to like move my memberships to the Brian account. I don't even have that many memberships anymore, actually. I'm normal now. Brian does Vinland Let's Play. How does that even work? What's a Vinland Let's Play? He pretends to be controlling Torfin. Man, Brian is making some bad decisions. How do I sub to this guy? He sounds cool. Immediately, the classic Lera channel thing happens where everybody suddenly gets really interested in like anything but Lera. Classic. They say, oh, people will love you for who you are, but I think I have a very solid argument here, but no, they will not. People on this channel love me for everything that I am not. Brian sells propane and propane accessories, surprisingly popular at cons. Would that even be allowed? I don't know about that. Speaking of cons, guess who signed up for another one? Even though I told myself I'll probably chill for a while. I was like, yeah, you know, I'm tired. I should probably rest. No. Convention time. New merch time. What if I drew new merch for the convention? Guys, what if I did that? So here we fucking are. I guess we're doing this now. Also, I think I'm gonna, you know, I already paid for like both days of Vexpo, so I decided that I'm just gonna go on both days. I didn't win the Rin Penrose lottery and I couldn't get that. You know, they were like, yeah, the leftover tickets that people didn't claim, you can get them on this date. It was like, what, August 16th or something like that, at like 7 p.m. or whatever, they will go live, and yeah, you can get the leftover tickets that didn't get claimed. I was there. I was refreshing the page for 5 minutes prior. I was ready. The second it was time, it refreshes. I scroll down the list. I see her name. I click on it, and it says sold out. And I was like, what the who was faster than me? Like, literally, no offense, but whoever was faster than me, whoever got that Rin Penrose ticket, like, I am, when I get you, that person better never show in front of me when I get you. When I fucking get you. Ain't no rest for con artists. Yep. Honestly, who cares about rest? What if I drew a whole new line of merch and signed up for another convention in like, what, 2 months? It's fine. Everyone on, I'm here for Bibu. Of course you are. Why the nervous face, Mr. E? Mr. E, did you buy the last Rin Penrose ticket? You're not even going to the expo. This is the kind of greed they talk about in the Bible. But apparently she's performing. There's gonna be a concert. You see, I hate how last second they announce everything. Literally, I have nothing but frustration for that convention 2 years in a row now. Nothing works out. Last year I couldn't go at all. This year I didn't get accepted into the artist alley. Then I applied for the lottery, I didn't win. Then I couldn't claim the tickets. Like, come on. Can't something at that convention work out for me? Like, that's organized by them? We're gonna see how it goes. I still have good expectations for everything else. Like, I'm sure the panels and stuff like that will be good. There's some really interesting panels, so I don't know. I thought, you know what? I paid for it, so might as well go on both days. So I'll go on Saturday and Sunday. It's fine. Of course not. Mr. E, give me ticket now. Points I got at you. Give me my Rin Penrose ticket. What the fuck? Actually, it's fine. I don't need it. You see, they took pity on me. They took pity on me, and actually I'm allowed to see Rin at the end for 10 seconds. Zoe literally said 10 seconds, so... I'm just gonna give her a gift that I'm gonna bring, and that's it. I just said I didn't, yeah, but you looked nervous when you said it. So yeah, I'm really excited. But we will see how it goes. I'm gonna try and make it for the concert. It's a bit like late, it's in the evening, it's like at 6 p.m. What type of convention's going on for so long, man? Why is it still open at 6 p.m. when there's a concert happening? But either way, my train is kind of like in the evening, so... But luckily the station is super close, so whatever. I'll quickly watch the concert. And I guess when I go, I will see how it goes. Maybe not. Maybe I'll leave earlier, I'm not too sure. I'll see how tired I am. But I'm excited. The Vtuber convention is super fun. Even though I don't get to table at it, but I better start saving money for that artist alley. I really gotta start saving money for that artist alley. I feel like... well, I don't know, I'm gonna try and not to spend too much money so that then I can spend it at the artist alley. Until then, we'll see how it goes though. A full 10 seconds, I know, honestly that's already way more generous than... than I would expect. I just want to give her like the keychain I made. It's fine. Like I feel like a bit sad that I couldn't win the lottery, but I've never won anything in my life, I think. I just have like world's worst luck. I don't know what's up with my luck, honestly. I'm starting to believe that something is definitely going on. Like nothing, not a single like lucky opportunity has happened to me. It's kind of crazy. Just start selling merch out of your bag. Yeah, I'm just gonna show up in a trench coat. I'm gonna like open it up and I'm like, hey guys, you want an official merch? I'm just gonna set up like a small table outside on the grass. Like, you know, one of those foldable tables. And I'm just gonna put a bunch of keychains there and be like, hey guys, you know, there's more Hololive merch that they didn't tell you about. I can't even bring my card reader. What is stopping me? I can't even bring my card reader. And I'm just gonna like secretly like give it to them like, hey, this will be 10 pounds, please, thank you. Vexpo won't know a thing. They won't suspect a thing. Literally, I was talking to this artist who is going to Vexpo. He was like, oh, are you going to Vexpo? I was like, no. Like, I met them at Hyper Japan. And I was like, no, they didn't accept me. And he was like, oh, that's such a shame. And I was like, yeah, I think it's because they accepted everybody who went last year. So probably most of the spots were full. And he was like, I don't think that's true because last year the artist alley was really small. And this year they're expanding. And I'm like, well, thanks for breaking that little delusion I told myself. But that's totally why I didn't get in. Just set next to the vending machine. Yeah, maybe I will even put them in the vending machine. Oh, that's a good idea. What if I just taped my card reader on top of the vending machine's card reader? And then at the end of the day, I come pick it up and profit. People will be thinking that they're paying the vending machine for the Coke. But actually, I'm getting paid for it. Has anyone ever tried this? Genuine question. Lera, that's a crime. No, it's a business idea. What is wrong with you? That's not a crime. Wait, I'm thinking here. I am expanding my brain. Has anyone ever tried that? Has anyone ever tried replacing a card reader on a vending machine with their own, but connected to like their phone? People do that all the time. Really? People do that all the time? Why am I not doing it? What the fuck? They call that a card scheme, but that's a real thing? That's an actual thing that happens? I didn't know that was even... I thought I just made up like a whole new crime. I mean, business idea. Oh, that is so funny. I didn't know that was an actual thing people did. They just like replaced the card reader. That's hilarious. That's low-key funny. Even ATMs have those sometimes. Those like steal your card information though, I feel like, right? That's not actually done to like... I feel like it was just like straight up steal your card info now. It happened all at gas stations here? Wait, but how do you know then? How do you know it's real? That's actually kind of funny. And scary. Imagine somebody buys a Coke and then their like invoice on their phone says, you paid this much to Lucinda Gray. That is so funny. They're like, who's Lucinda Gray? Why does this vending machine have like a female name and surname like that? Like full name, vending machine. Who's Lucinda Gray? You're supposed to yank the card reader a bit to check? That is insane! I never heard of this before. Now I have this like whole new thing to be paranoid about. Now I'm gonna have to like check if a card reader at Waitrose is even the real card reader at Waitrose. That's kind of crazy. Although I use my phone to pay for stuff most of the time anyway, so I feel like it's harder to steal card info. Or at least so I heard. Even you use like the phone, or at least because it's like encrypted or something like that, but I have no idea. Honestly, everything is so fucking hacked these days. I feel like nothing is actually safe. That is so interesting though. It's safer to tap and pay. Okay, I see. So it is safer. Interesting. Yeah, it's like because I think inserting your card is like the dangerous thing, right? Like actually physically inserting it. That's like the worst thing that you can do. But sometimes with my card reader, when I use conventions, it tells me that the person needs to insert the card. And then they have to also put in their PIN code. So like I give them my phone so they can put the PIN code on my phone. And I always feel like what if I did that thing they do in crime movies where, you know, you take that tape to see their fingerprints and then you find out their PIN code. Me when I think of crime. Sorry, I swear I'm not stealing people's pink information. I'm an honest business for now. For now. For the time being. Anyways. Let's draw, guys. Guys, let's do honest work. Let's do honest work here. For like 5 seconds. So I'm gonna be drawing keychains of Advent today because I only have Council and Myth at the moment on my Hololive keychains. And from my last 2 conventions, I realized that most VTuber, like Hololive fans, seem to be like new gen fans now. And nobody cares about Myth anymore. And everybody comes in and they're like, do you have GG? And I'm like, no. Not yet. So, yeah, I guess nobody cares about Hololive Myth. Back in my day, we were perfectly content with Mori Calliope and Takanashi Kiara. But these days, people want Bibu. And Bao Bao. Don't go to Lera's booth. Please come to my booth and buy my entire stock. So that, you see, if you came to my booth, I'm just saying, you know, some people turn to the life of crime out of desperation. If you came to my booth and you bought my entire stock, then I would be set and I would not need to come up with schemes and do crimes. Okay, so, you know, supporting the arts, being a patron of the arts, it keeps the artists off the streets. Okay? The more time you spend supporting my art, the less time I spend running around with a knife. making people give me all of their money from their wallets. Hololive, how is Gargura doing these days? I have some unfortunate news. Gigi's great. She is great. She's so fun. That's how you steal Lera's phone. Buy a keychain of card, run away with the phone, and she asks for the pen. I don't physically give them the phone. I hold the phone while they put in the pin. I grew up in Spain. You think I don't have like a dead grip on my phone at all times? Because they snatch phones out of your hand there. Okay, like don't play. Do not play with me. And do crimes, okay? First thing I hear, hi Boris, hi Minmi, how are you guys? Hi Lera, how are you doing? I'm okay, I'm just coming up with schemes. I thought that I came up with a new crime, but turns out people already beat me to it, Boris. Can you believe it? I was about to trademark it and everything and name it the Lera scam. So I came up with this scam where I tape my own card reader on a vending machine and then people pay me instead of the vending machine. But turns out that's already a popular scam that people do. Nothing is new and original these days, man. Like, ugh. Can't come up with anything that hasn't been done before already. But you are on my new TV now. You're Super HD. Wow. You have a TV now. Do you have a license for that TV nonsense? Big scary man, 6 feet tall, is gonna come into your apartment and check if you got a license for that TV. Guess who is sick? Oh no, I hope you get better soon. I'm finally getting better. I think my cough is almost gone, guys. We're getting there. Just a bit more. Just a bit more and the cough will be gone. Trademark the crime anyway and steal the credit? Probably, yeah, man. Maybe other people can do the crime. Has anybody ever tried? Okay, guys, here's a new one. Here's a new one. I know that maybe I wasn't coming up with the best ideas for my crimes, but here's another one. Has anyone ever tried copywriting a crime? What if I copyrighted a crime though? Has anyone tried that before? Has anyone ever tried to copyright assault and battery or something? You know? I got a huge TV for 50 quid from my friend. Wow, what are you gonna do with that TV though? You know, you gotta have to buy like a console or something, girl. Like, well, you're just gonna have it to watch YouTube. There's so many ads if you watch TV on YouTube. Hi, Frost Guy, how are you? Hello. Wait, TV license is real? I spent like all of my last stream complaining about it. You think I was just lying? You think I was just making it up? You think I was just like, just playing? Why would you want to do that? Do what? Copyright a crime? Because I'm just an innovator like that. I come up with new ideas. Gotta stand out somehow. License is real and send you a letter with a red envelope. Yeah, they do. That's ready. I literally spoke about that last stream. Like all of my half of my last stream I just spent like complaining about the UK TV license and the threats they send you. Did you know there's a black and white TV license still that you can buy and it's cheaper than the colored one? Are they gonna check? Imagine if you have the black and white TV license and they're like, I don't believe you. And then they come into your house to check if your TV is actually black and white or if you're just playing. They're gonna be like, let's see if their TV is really black and white or if they just try to pay less money. I got a million ads. No, because the new Amazing Digital Circus episode came out while I was still in Spain. And I was like, oh, I can watch this one together with my mom. And she was like, let's watch it on the big screen. And I was like, Mom, there's gonna be ads. I thought maybe we could watch it on Netflix, but apparently Netflix is not caught up. There's only 4 episodes on Netflix, even though there's 6 out now on YouTube. So I was like, Mom, there's gonna be ads on TV. Let's watch it with an ad blocker and laptop. And she's like, it's gonna be fine. It's not gonna be that bad. And then there was an ad like every 5 minutes in that 20-minute long episode. And I was like, Mom, I told you. I literally told you. It was a good episode. It was pretty cool. I liked it. My mom says Jax is her favorite character and I'm deeply upset by those news. I'm like, Kinger is right there. Kinger is literally right there. What are you talking about? I was like, Mom, who's your favorite character? Like, after the voting thing, and she was like, I like the bunny. No, you don't. Wrong. Jax did nothing wrong. Fuck that guy. I am not falling for the Jax propaganda. You guys are falling for it so easily. You guys are like, yeah, they did a couple episodes where they showed him sort of in a positive light, like he has feelings. I'm not falling for the Jax propaganda. I am not falling for the Jax propaganda. You guys are weak. You guys are fucking weak. Oh yeah, actually, I'm gonna show you the keychain design. So we've got Nerissa, Shiori, really lazy Fubamoko design because I do not want to actually draw a full body of both of them. Like, I want them to be one keychain because I think separating them is expensive and unnecessary. It's more money for me to separate them, and also I feel like people will want them together anyway. But I thought that if I draw 2 full bodies, it looks kind of weird compared to the others. Because then they take up so much space. So I was like, oh, maybe let's do like a portrait of them together. But I don't know. I'm undecided on the Fubamoko, so probably not gonna work on them today. And then we've got the Bibu. I thought you liked Misunderstood Man. No, 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 no. No, no, no. I like men with no redeeming qualities, but I also need them to be cool. But Jax is not really cool. He's just a little bit loser energy. Like, yes, he has no redeeming qualities, but he's also like just kind of loser energy, just a little bit. Also, the Tumblr sexy man design doesn't do anything for me. I'm sorry, I don't fall for the Tumblr sexy man designs. It's just how it be. Thunder TV isn't much better. It's ads like every 7 minutes. Yeah, it is pretty bad. But not if you watch British TV with a TV license. Okay, Krypton Future Media Verland only 1 VB package. Girl, don't start. Do not start. Do not fucking start. Apparently Markiplier voiced him. Wait, who did Markiplier voice? In Amazing Digital Circus? Oh, wait. I watched it in Russian with my mom, actually. I didn't hear any of that. I should rewatch it in English. Who? Markiplier? I don't believe it. I feel like I'm being gaslit. Anyways, I'm gonna work on Nerissa for now. I think she looks cute. Also, her design is like the most complicated, so I want to get her out of the way. You know, the thing about newer Hololive generations is that the further they go, the more complicated their designs get. The Myth designs were not like this. I have a little bit of a problem with some VTuber designs, and I fear Nerissa's design definitely falls under that category for me because it's the belts. Why are there so many belts? Why are there so... Like, if I see a VTuber design with this many belts, it makes me so mad. Like, there's something about VTuber designs and obsession with belts. Like, every time I see a fucking VTuber, there's like a million random ass belts hanging everywhere, and I'm like, stop it with the belts. Stop. There's so many VTubers with a million belts, like on sleeves. Why are there belts on your sleeves? I can't do this. Like, because I get commissioned a lot, right, by VTubers, so I draw a lot of VTubers for commissions. And like, it's always the belts. It's always the belts that break me. Rajin Van Dam have at least 100 belts. Yeah, honestly, that's like the VTuber design must-haves. 1 billion belts. Is Clip Studio being weird? The real question is Clip Studio... No, I think it's being okay. I didn't realize. I would have realized surely. Yeah, exactly. Nonsense is the #1 Markiplier fan. The disappearing guy cracks me up in Amazing Digital Circus. Like, every time that dude appears, like, he causes me, like, unnecessary amounts of laughter. I feel so stupid. I feel like you gotta have, like, a really broken sense of humor to laugh at the disappearing guy. And they pasted him in, like, a really serious scene in this episode, but it fucking killed me. That was so funny. So yeah, for the sake of the keychain, since they're quite small and also it's a chibi, I will be somewhat simplifying the designs, and also for my own sanity. Like, I'm sorry, this is just like, nobody needs all those details, okay? Nobody needs all those details, it's fine. Anyways, what was I talking about before I went on talking about my crimes? Well, the crimes I'm going to commit. I would never tell you guys about the crimes I already committed because that's a confession. But I can kind of tell you about the crimes I'm going to commit because you have no proof that I will actually commit to the crimes. Commit the crimes and commit to the crimes. Does that make any sense? So it's okay. I'm still kind of thinking about my whole ATM idea. I feel like it needs some polish, but I'll get to it. You are liars, that isn't Mark's foot. You heard it, guys. The Markiplier experts said no. The Markiplier experts said that's not him. And we gotta listen to the Markiplier experts, so... I fear you wrong. I feel like he would be credited if that was the case, no? Like, see who he's credited with at the credits. That's literally the easiest way to tell. It's a dude called 1NG. Who's 1NG? I'm not gonna lie, I don't know how to explain it, and that's not even like a bad thing, but a lot of characters kind of sound like Markiplier to me sometimes. Like sometimes I will hear a voice and I'm like, that sounds like Markiplier. I'm not even saying that like as like an insult to Markiplier, but like for some reason there's like a lot of voices out there that kind of have that Markiplier vibe to them. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know exactly what I mean by this, but like sometimes you just get like a Markiplier vibe from a voice. But I don't know about that one because I haven't watched it in English, I just realized. I gotta get on that, I gotta see the English dub. Just imagining Lera in sunglasses standing suspicious next to a vending machine telling people to buy something. Hey, you gotta stay hydrated, man. Make sure you get yourself some water. Conventions are exciting, but they can be tiring. You've been walking all day around the artist alley. You know, you gotta hydrate. That's Markiplier, Jason. Sure, whatever you say, Lemmy. Look at my designs for the first couple generations of VTubers to now. The designs have tended to be more complex in general. Yeah. I don't know. I think like a really important thing that people should consider. I feel like for big VTubers, does not matter. They can be as complex as they want. Like if you're debuting under Hololive, honestly, yeah, make the most complex character design ever. Like if you're hired as like a character designer for Hololive, yeah, just go and make the most complex thing in the world. It does not matter. But a lot of indies who are like starting out maybe, and they don't have that much of an audience, you want to be fan art friendly. You really want to be fan art friendly. Like you need to make sure that people want to draw you and it's not a buffer. The main reason why my designs are also really quite simple, even for like kind of my later outfits that I've made and like later models, is because I draw all of my own thumbnails, and I would not be able to keep drawing my own thumbnails so easily and efficiently for every stream if I didn't have like a nice clean design that I can like easily just draw on a thumbnail, and then it's like it looks nice zoomed out and it didn't take me that much time. So like honestly, like I feel like a big goal should definitely be for you to be fan artist friendly. Like for Hololive, it doesn't matter. Sometimes they haven't even debuted yet. My favorite thing is when they haven't even debuted yet and nobody even knows who they are. Like they just announce them and people already jump on the bandwagon and start drawing them fan art, and I'm like, you don't even know these people yet. What are you doing? Like I'm sure they're fine because Hololive is pretty good at screening their talents. I think it's pretty safe to assume that there's not gonna be any drama or anything, but it's kind of crazy to me that people be like, yeah, this VTuber I don't even know, who I haven't even seen a single stream of yet, fan art time. I swear the 30 belts are important to my lore. Unless your lore is that you are a belt collector, unless it says somewhere in your lore that you collect belts, I don't believe you. Like, it's just like such a common design element in VTubers in particular that I specifically noticed ages ago. It's always the fucking belts. I genuinely don't know what people see in all those belts. I guess they're like an easy way to add detail. But you gotta ask yourself how necessary that detail is, really. But yeah. It's honestly, it's whatever. People can do what they want. I'm like extremely unwilling to draw fan arts for some VTubers just because I'm like, I can't be bothered. I will look at some of their designs and I'm like, yeah, maybe I'll draw them like in a casual outfit. Multiple belts are important to prevent early fan art. We're doing fan art prevention now? We don't want fan art? We don't want people to give us promotion and free art and attention? The anti-fan art design movement is here. Finally, a way to protect myself against those pesky fan artists. God, I hate it when people draw me stuff for free. Out of appreciation for me and my VTuber. God, I hate it when they do that. I'll become a VTuber and I'll find a way to add as many bells as possible to the design and commission you. Well, at least I'm getting paid. If I'm getting paid, I don't give a fuck. Just don't expect any free art out of me if your design has 5 billion belts. That's not gonna happen, I'm sorry. I feel like surprisingly, I think Fuvamoko might just be the simplest design in their generation for Advent. I'm gonna change outfits every stream and delete the last one. I'll be the anti-Iron Mouse. How does that doesn't even make any sense. What does that even mean? The anti-Iron Mouse? Girl, what do you say? What does she mean by this? What do you mean by this? How did I mean to keep my sleeves up without my arm belts? That's not even how those belts that keep your sleeves up work. That's not how they work. There is sleeves indeed to keep your sleeves, belts to keep your sleeves up. I've seen them like on men's shirts, I'm pretty sure, but that's not how they look. That's not what this is. Her sleeves are down. Okay. I feel like her proportions don't make sense. I'm so bad at drawing chibis as well. I never really had to draw chibis until I started doing merch art. It's just not really something I do. And boy, every time I start doing merch art and I remember that I have to draw a chibi now and it upsets me. I'm like, oops, back to not understanding how to actually draw them. You'll be Rican Puerto? What does that even mean? Hi Lera, hi Aaron! How are you doing? I actually have something to say to you, Aaron. I watched Odd Taxi. I did it. I watched it. I watched the whole thing. Mostly out of spite. But I did watch it. Okay, hold up. That doesn't make any sense. Her arm is so long. Hold up. I feel like it should be like this. Finally, what were your thoughts? You see, okay, in my defense, when you people like beg me to watch or play something, you have to always understand that there's a big possibility that I have really strange tastes and I might not like it. It's not that I disliked it, but I also didn't, like, it didn't really wow me. I have a couple things. Maybe they're really nitpicky. But I have a couple things I have to say about that show. Hello, Zifan. How are you? Maybe it'll be the Iron Mouse challenge. Everyone tries to go for the Guru challenger, but no one tried the Puerto Rican angel. I lost the plot of this conversation a long time ago. Wouldn't like the opposite of Iron Mouse be just having one model for forever? Like, wouldn't the opposite of Iron Mouse just be you have one model since debut and you never get a new model again? Like, you never update it and you just stick to that model? I feel like you guys are not really understanding what the opposite of Iron Mouse means. I feel like the opposite of Iron Mouse would be just having one model forever. Like, I don't... I'm sorry for breaking this to no. What do you mean no? You just hate me because I'm right. You're just mad because I'm correct. That's Rinpen. You leave my goat alone! You leave her out of this! She will get a new outfit one day. Also, she has a chibi model. Rin literally has 2 models. And she has a 3D model that also looks different. Take that. Take that! And you call yourself a Rin fan. Never speak to me like that. What show? Odd Taxi. People have been recommending Odd Taxi for ages. Like, I've heard about it before, and people were always like, oh, Odd Taxi is like underrated. Like, it didn't get enough attention for the quality that it was. Can I be honest? I think... I think I kind of see why. Okay, I didn't hate it. But my main thing, hear me out, about Odd Taxi. Please hear me out. Hear me out, please. My main issue with Odd Taxi was the fact that I have never in my life seen a crime mystery show. Okay? Where not a single twist was shocking to me. Because, first of all, the opening spoils half the show. Can we talk about that? The opening like, I watched the opening 3 times for the first 3 episodes, and I figured out everything. I was like, okay. So the opening spoils like a stupid amount for some reason with the symbolism in it. And then I figured out the whole thing with the taxi driver like really early on as well. I don't know if it was supposed to be a secret. I mean, they kept it until the last episode. So surely it was supposed to be like a big reveal, right? But I figured it out and immediately I was like, yeah, they're not actually animals. He just sees them. And I was like, okay. And then I was like, yeah, that's not the actual cat girl. She's dead. She's the dead one body. And they've got her replaced with like this other girl. That's why they're wearing the mask. Like, I don't know, every time they revealed the new like information, it felt to me, I actually for a second I was like, maybe I've seen this show before. Have I seen this show before? Like, I was like, maybe I watched this and forgot? Because I was like, why is none of this like surprising to me? I'm wondering if maybe I have seen this show before. Maybe I'm just being too harsh and I just forgot. Like, I don't know, I was really confused. Like, not a single thing in that show that happened, I was like, whoa. Because normally when I watch crime stuff, like every time the episode ends and they reveal something, like there's like a cliffhanger, I'm like, whoa, I did not see that coming. I wonder what happens next. I mean, it really makes me want to keep watching. And like every time there's something new, shocking information every episode, and I'm like, whoa. Spoilers. Okay, that show is so old at this point. It's not really that old, to be honest. But you had time to watch it. Also, it's not really worth watching. I'm the anti-animus. I got no model. I do not stream and I am not a Latin. I guess. You know what, guys? I think Florian might just win this anti-Iron Mouse competition that we have going here, apparently. I don't really know. I don't really know what's going on. I feel like YouTube AI is gonna take this completely out of context and is gonna be like, in this stream, the VTuber Satanic Lera and her chat all hated on the famous VTuber Iron Mouse. It's gonna take us all out of context. It's gonna think that anti-Iron Mouse means that we all hate her. and we're making some kind of anti-Aaron Mouse movement, like we're all just antis. And then we're gonna get cancelled on Twitter. Thanks, guys. Thanks a lot for bringing this up. You guys really know how to help my channel. I had no intention to watch it, so I appreciate the spoilers. I feel like it was a lot more interesting watching it weekly. Maybe. I just like another thing that I have to say. I'm gonna be honest with you. It would have been nowhere near as like engaging or interesting to watch if they weren't all animals. Like imagine that show but with just normal people instead of animals. Like I feel like it immediately becomes completely not worth watching. Like it just becomes really boring. I just thought that like they were definitely going for more like realistic dialogue. I kind of appreciated the voice acting and stuff because it sounded like how people actually talk instead of how anime characters talk. I kind of like that. But also the animation was not like super dynamic. And I don't know, it just all felt really monotonous to me. I don't know if that makes any sense, but like it just felt really kind of unexciting. Like I feel like for a crime show, it was weirdly unexciting to watch. Like it was just really kind of calm. And I feel like that's the vibe it was going for maybe. But like it didn't get me... It didn't give me like the thrills that a lot of like kind of mystery crime shows tend to give me where I'm like, wow! Whoa, I gotta find out what happens next. Whoa! That's what's happening now. That's so crazy. I don't know, man. It was alright, but also that opening is evil. Like, has nobody else thought that? That opening is evil. That opening design is evil. Whoever made that opening sequence needs to be fired. Like, I mean, I could even tell from the beginning, I was like, oh, he just has a cat in there. Like, there's no person. I feel they try to, like, lead you on. They try to lead you on and make you think that he's hiding a person in his apartment, and they make you believe, allegedly, that he's hiding the girl in his apartment, even though they show you a body being thrown into the river first thing first. So I already thought that he's not hiding anybody in his apartment, and then they show the cat in the opening, and I was like, he's just gonna have a cat in his apartment, isn't he? There's no person in his apartment. Like, I was just really confused. I was like, there's no plot twists in this show. They show you everything. The capoeira llama didn't get you hot. That was pretty funny. There was like 2 funny moments in that show that I thought were really funny. It was that and the moment where the Yakuza guy, who by the way is voiced by Kiryu. I could recognize that voice anywhere, like the Yakuza tapir guy. He was definitely Kiryu from Yakuza, which, okay, these people have jokes. These people have jokes. They get Kiryu from Yakuza. I'm so confused, guys. I'm lost in the belts. I'm genuinely lost in the fucking belts. I hate this shit so much. I don't know where one belt begins and the other one ends. It's just all belts on this design. It's making me so depressed. What about that plot twist in the very end? Which one? Literally, which one? There was no plot twist. Like the one where she gets in the car at the end. I think that whole, like, last episode was, probably, like, the best episode in the whole show. Even though I already understood the animal reveal. I already knew what the animal and the cat reveal were gonna be, so that wasn't that surprising. But I guess her getting in the car at the end was kind of spooky. That was, like, the only part that genuinely made me, like, wonder. In that whole show, I was like, is she gonna kill him? That was like the only part where I genuinely went, whoa, is she gonna kill him? That's it. Guys, you know what? If you want to watch Odd Taxi, just watch the first and then the last episode. You're not gonna miss like anything in between. Is that a mean thing to say? I feel kind of bad, but I don't know. I feel like people way overhyped that show to me. I went in with like much greater expectations, and I do like crime stuff. And normally I'm very bad at predicting it as well. Like, normally crime stuff does surprise me. Because I'm really not good at actually guessing. Like, you know, who the killer is and stuff like that. So normally I just sit there and let the show tell me eventually. Like, I don't even bother guessing most of the time because I know I'm gonna be wrong. But that show, I feel like they didn't even attempt to hide it, really. I feel like they weren't really trying to make anything like a mystery in that show. Which I don't know, it's not necessarily a bad thing. I don't think it's a bad thing if people can predict what is going to happen. But I have never seen such an extreme case. I don't know. To me, that was like the most I have ever predicted in a TV show ever. And once again, I low-key blame the opening. I really do blame the opening. I think that opening was just evil. Like, it was insane how much it gave away in like a minute. What about the cute relationship with the nurse? There was like 5 seconds of it. Like, none of the characters, I didn't even like any of the characters. I only liked the sexy fox guy because he was sexy. Didn't really like his human form, but what else is new with Lera? I like the Yakuza monkey guy. I forgot his name already. Like, that's how bad it was. I don't know. Like, I don't know, it just wasn't... I don't know, I feel like it had a very specific vibe. I think that show definitely goes for a very unusual and specific vibe. And I think that vibe just wasn't for me. I don't think it was a bad show. I don't even think it was a bad, like, crime drama. But I think it just wasn't really for me. Like, I kind of understand why some people found it enjoyable. I definitely see the appeal of it. But it wasn't really the kind of stuff that I personally find super exciting to watch. I kinda gotta say that it's pretty like original in the way it's made, like the pacing and stuff like that. I can definitely tell that they were going for a vibe. Like, I could tell 100% that this is exactly what they were going for and they did it. But I didn't really, it wasn't really for me. That's all. So would you recommend people watch it and skip the opening? I mean, low-key, yes. Maybe not everybody's gonna pick up on it. Maybe I watched too many cryptic Vocaloid music videos as a teen, and now I'm just like really good at watching a sequence of animations to music and understanding the hidden meaning behind it. But I really don't think there was any hidden meaning in that fucking... opening. Like, I think they really just said... here is the plot. But is it as bad as the erased plot twist? What was the erased plot twist? Was it like the fact that it was the teacher all along? I feel like you're supposed to know that it's the teacher all along, no? I don't know, I did predict that it was the teacher really early on and erased as well, to be honest, but there was just like no other suspects, I'm pretty sure. Like, I'm pretty sure there was like nobody else to suspect. So I can't exactly say that it did a bad job. I think erased was alright. I just feel like something you gotta remember is that you often do have more information than the characters, so they do take longer to realize it than like you as a viewer does. The teacher gave creeper vibe. No, the teacher, like, absolutely, I was like, yep. Like I said, I took one look at him and I clocked him immediately, but I feel like they weren't really hiding. I honestly don't think Erased was hiding the fact that it was... Like, maybe Odd Taxi wasn't really hiding any of those things either. I feel like maybe it wasn't trying to be mysterious and plot twisty. Maybe it really did was just kind of, you know... Maybe you weren't really supposed to be like, you know, at it. Maybe it was fine. I always heard you shouldn't watch the opening for the first few episodes so you don't spoil the show. That's not necessarily true. Okay, most animes don't have an opening in the first episode anyway. Most anime does not put the opening in the first episode. That's something a lot of them avoid anyway. But also most openings don't really give things away. Or like they do have like symbolism, but it's very kind of, you know, cryptic and not really... Like, I don't know, I've watched plenty of openings. I think a good opening leaves you with more interest and questions. Because you will see some characters in the opening and it's like, ooh, who's that? Ooh, who's that? Ooh, who is this person? Like, or who is this mysterious figure in the opening? I want to keep watching to find out who this mysterious figure in the opening is. Like, sometimes I will watch an opening and it will get me more pumped for the show and more interested in, like, finding out more about the story. Because I think a really good opening can definitely do that. You know what opening also, like, completely spoils the shit out of the show? Fucking Vinland Saga's second opening. Vinland Saga's second opening literally just tells you that Askeladd dies, that Ragnar dies, or whatever his name was, like the prince's dad. Thorfinn, like, because there's a scene of like Thorfinn and like seeing them like walk away, and then like Ragnar like turning into dust or whatever, and I'm like, why the fuck did it do that? Like, the Vinland Saga second opening fucking spoils the shit out of it. Spoilers, if you watched my channel and you haven't seen Vinland Saga yet, let's be for real. Let's be for real, you're never gonna watch it. Just stop lying to me and to yourself. If you haven't yet seen Vinland Saga at this point, stop lying. And I was gonna binge Vinland today. No, you fucking weren't. Stop lying to me. Once again, stop being a little liar. I just watched the opening because I don't care about the spoilers. But a good opening is not supposed to spoil you shit. Like, a good opening is just supposed to have cool vibes, cool mystery vibes. Like, it can, it's not like reveal, but kind of hint at certain information, you know, like certain characters that will appear later on. But it should never spoil you the plot. That's not what a good opening direction is. Like, you know, it's just it's just how it is. JoJo Part 5 second opening showing clips from the first half. There's like montage the first half in it. Like, I can't believe it. Every time I close my eyes, I end up feeling so horny. What? Is that a reference to something? I'm really scared right now. Are those lyrics? That is concerning to me. Are those lyrics? Hello? You can't say that. You can't just say that with no context. You can't do that. That's not allowed. That's illegal, actually. What the fuck? Like, what does that even mean? You can't just say that. Like, what the fuck? I'm deeply disturbed now. Okay, so she has like these wings. I just now realized she has those wings. My favorite thing about drawing VTuber like full body fan art is that you look at the design and then you realize all these design things that you have never seen before. Like, I guess she does have those wings on like on her skirt, because when you watch the streams you only see like the top half of the VTuber. So you're like, wow, I guess you stop that. I guess her shoes do look like that, huh? I didn't know any of those things. Well, I guess the design does look like that beneath like the waist part. Yes, it's the JoJo Part 5 ending lyrics. Why the fuck are those the JoJo Part 5 ending lyrics? What are you... Another day of staying clear of JoJo somehow. And just like every time I hear something about it, it's always something like this. There's no normal information being spread around about JoJo. Ever. Because I think there is nothing normal in that show. JoJo is wild, yeah, clearly. I think there's also some openings, like staying on that topic, that tell you absolutely nothing about the show. And I really mean it, like nothing. They don't even fit the vibe. Death Parade opening. Have you ever seen the Death Parade opening? Like if you watch the opening versus the actual anime, it is like the most insane thing ever. Like, okay, banger, okay? One of my favorite songs ever. Puppet Lera sang it. She's a big fan of that song, but what? Why? Why is that the Death Parade opening? It just feels to me like they just picked a random song. They just had like this wheel. They were like, let's spin the wheel, guys. Guys, let's spin the wheel. And see what song we get. And then somehow they got that song and they're like, well, now we gotta make this the opening for our depressing anime about dying. You know, the really depressing anime about dying? What if the opening was just like, everybody, put your hands up? Like, what do they mean by this? What do they mean by this? Why did they do that? The JoJo ending is so funny because you'll have an important character dying, the world literally ending, and the ending music is like, every time I close my hand I feel so horny. No, that's like a lot of endings as well. Like some anime will have like the most cheerful ending songs ever, and then something really dramatic happens and then they will play the ending, and I'm like, but why do you do that? That was Dungeon Meshi. That was Dungeon Meshi as well. Like because the further the show went, the more like kind of dark it went, and like people would like die in that show and shit like that. Like it would end on some kind of like really disturbing note, and then the ending starts playing and it's like Kimi no tame no pachi da, and I'm like, come on, read the room. I wonder why they do it. Like, why don't they just not play the ending? Or like make an ending. Like if you know the script of your show and you know that the episodes are going to end on a serious note, why did you commission a happy song for the ending? Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. Like, why would they do that? Oh my god, look how detailed. I simplified it. Would you guys believe me if I told you I simplified the outfit? Not a lot. Not by a lot, but I did simplify it. This is a simplified outfit version of Nerissa's design. Isn't that kind of crazy? They need to calm down over at the Hololive headquarters character design. Some of us are trying to make merch here. That's simplified. Yeah, I didn't include like a bunch of more belts and like random little keychains she has hanging from the random belts that she's got. I didn't include any of that. Like, it is. This is my simplified version of her outfit. Like, actually. You must have this book also I've been vibing to recently and I looked up the lyrics and now I'm like, what the heck have I been listening to? Oh no, that's just like a typical Vocaloid song experience though. Most happy sounding Vocaloid songs are actually not. Like that, yeah, that's normal for Vocaloid. What song is it? That's like the average Vocaloid song though. Oh my god, what song is it? I can like think of so many that fit that description, it's not even funny. But yeah, it really do be like that. Next letter to make merch of Genshin characters. Literally never. Even back when I was actively into Genshin, I couldn't bring myself to draw fan art of my favorite characters because they were too detailed. Like, I remember I started fan art of them multiple times. And I gave up multiple times because I just thought it wasn't worth it. I was like, this isn't worth 20 likes on Twitter. I simply cannot do this. Gomen, oh bestie. That's a... That is a wild one. That is such a wild one. We have all been traumatized by that one when we were kids. It's okay. Welcome to the club. We should make a support group for people who got traumatized. Like, I feel like there's a lot of people who could really benefit from that, because I think some of us just never truly recovered. Gomenne doesn't hit anymore? Could not be me. Hits every time for me. Yeah, I just made it a rule to never read. I think, which one was it? I think Don't Look at Me That Way was the song that finally made me commit to the decision of never reading translations for Kikuo songs. I think I have never read a translation for a Kikuo song ever since Don't Look at Me That Way. Like, I just decided, I wiped off my tears and I told myself that I will never read a translation for his songs again. And my life has been pretty peaceful since then. Basically. Because, like, it is crazy in there. It was reassuring going through the comments on the OG video from 14 years ago and seeing that we're all traumatized. Oh yeah, it's a banger though, you know? It's a banger. Surprised there's no Cookie Run Kingdom merch? Maybe one day. I would like to make some, but I still don't know what cookies would be like a safe bet. Because I do like their designs and stuff, but I can't really tell which cookies would be like a good one. I feel like Shadow Milk, obviously. But other than Shadow Milk is the Tumblr sexy man of Cookie Run Kingdom, you know? He's the one everybody is obsessed with. So that one definitely makes sense. But who else? Maybe Eternal Sugar. Like, I don't know. The thing with gacha games is that it's really hard to make merch for them, because the gacha characters rise in popularity really quickly, but then they stop being popular as soon as there's a new gacha character. And like, I think Cookie Run is fairly okay at keeping the popularity of a character because of the story being a lot stronger than in Genshin, for example, but I feel like it's still kind of crazy. Man, did I tell you guys about this? Well, not really argument. I don't think it was an argument. I think we were both just being half serious. But people have been telling me that, like, Blue Sky is allegedly not like Twitter at all, and people on Blue Sky are more civilized and stuff like that. And I saw this post on Blue Sky from some random guy. I didn't even know, like, I don't know. It was just like some random post that showed up on my, like, page on Blue Sky. And this guy was like, people always say that, like there's a lot of mischaracterization in the gacha fandoms because gacha games are not very good at, like, making people actually care about the characters and, like, writing the story, and nobody actually follows the story in gacha games, blah blah blah. And I just like, I don't know, like, I just like kind of half seriously, I just quote retweeted that post and I just said, you guys should play Cookie Run Kingdom, you know, like, or something like that. I was like, oh, maybe if you played Cookie Run Kingdom. I wasn't even like directly talking to that guy. I was just kind of like throwing that on my page because I don't really get like a lot of responses or anything like that. So usually when I tweet, I'm just talking to myself. So I was like, you know, people on Blue Sky are allegedly nicer. So I was like, whatever. And then I don't know, I was like at the airport as well. I was kind of bored. And then the guy actually replies to my post where I was like, you should play Cookie Run Kingdom. And he replies to it with, I only play real video games. I was like, damn, they told me this place was better than Twitter. They promised me it wasn't like Twitter over here. I only play real video games. And so I replied back to him, like, Okay, then add me on Cookie Run Kingdom. And I think he gave up. He was like, banger reply. And that's when I thought, okay, maybe this place is not like Twitter. Because I think if it was Twitter, he would have just told me to kill myself. So maybe it is not like Twitter on there, guys. Maybe people were right. Okay, the details in her horns are like way too elaborate. There's like carvings on her horns of musical symbols. I ain't doing all that. You're not gonna be able to see that on a keychain. It's pointless. It's a waste of all of our time. There you go. Simplify it. Horns, whatever. Don't care. I do what I want. I do what I want on my merch design. Who cares? Did he block you? No, he said banger reply. And then I just didn't reply to him after that because I think he accepted defeat. I'm telling you guys, he accepted defeat. I won. I won the blue sky argument. Will it make Kage the project merch since this is the 10th anniversary? I don't think new fans know what Kagero Project is. 10th anniversary or not, I feel like Kagero Project is basically only remembered by like the Vocaloid boomers. And I need to appeal to the new gen Project Sakai fans, I'm afraid. I'm already playing a dangerous game here by not having any Project Sakai merch at my booth. Because I just like myself too much to humiliate myself like that, but you know. That's what I'm talking about. Congrats on the victory. Kagero Project got lost in time record. Exactly. Yeah, I don't know. How many people actually care about Kagero Project these days? People are probably discovering Kagero Project though. I don't know, man. I haven't seen anything about it on my feed in ages. I don't know what kind of magical, beautiful Twitter feed you have. Or whatever, but I haven't heard that name in a long time. Hello, Gerardo. How was your weekend? My weekend was okay. I was flying again. Other than that, it was fine. You know, I just learned the cat was behind the time loop and my day is ruined. You're joking, right? Hello, hi, Dragonian Cat Girls, how are you? You can't play Project Sakai as Walter White, therefore it's inferior. How many games can you actually play as Walter White, though? I feel like that's a really high bar to set for your standards for a video game. Because I feel like then very few games actually fit your criteria. That's kind of crazy. I think we established I have horrible reading comprehension. But it's a bunch of music videos, though. It's a bunch of music videos. There's no reading involved. There's an anime too. Like, now I'm confused. Now I'm just confused. I don't watch the MVs. Wait, how do you interact with Kagero Project? How? What was your like understanding of the lore? What did you? Now I'm lost. How have you seen it before? What was your like introduction to the plot if it wasn't the music videos? I'm confused now. Like, I'm genuinely so confused now. How could this be happening? Whatever. It's too much for me to think about right now. I was gonna tell you guys something else. I think I had like something to tell you, but I literally forgot. You guys always distract me. I go into these art streams and I'm like, I know what I'm gonna say. I know what I'm gonna say, and then I don't know what I'm gonna say. Oh no. We're good at what we do. I guess you guys are. Fun fact, I don't understand the lore. Yeah, but it seems like you never actually tried to understand. I don't think you don't understand the lore. Just but if you never watched the music videos, then you never really like bothered with it. That's not the same thing, though. Like, if you haven't seen the anime and you haven't seen the music videos, then you just don't know the lore because you never interacted with it in any way. That doesn't mean you don't understand it. Like, you can't just like never read a book and then say I didn't understand this book. You didn't read it. I don't know how it works. I did see the anime. Anyways, new conversation topic, guys. Have you ever thought about where wind comes from? I don't know what you're going to say. Well, you better figure it the fuck out. Sorry, Minami, I was defending you. Also, I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't remember like anything about Kagero Project. I do remember there was something about the cat and the girl getting hit by a car because she was like chasing the cat. But I actually don't even remember the actual reason for any of it. So it might be the cat, it might not be the cat. I do remember there being something with the cat, but I'm gonna be so for real with you, I barely remember anything about that thing. It's been ages since I actually like have seen it, so maybe it's not the cat. Who knows? I don't remember. I actually don't remember. Pressure differences? What does that even mean? I don't believe you. I think the wind is caused by the wind god. The wind god blows. That's how... Okay, guys, that's how the wind happens. So there's like this cloud. There's like this cloud. I'm gonna explain this to you. You know how earlier I was like content warning science? It still applies. Content warning real and true science, okay? So there's this cloud. And it has a face. And it blows like this. And that's where the wind comes from. Okay, there's like... This is real and true science, okay? You save this diagram! It's very important and scientifically accurate. It is extremely scientifically accurate, okay? I'm gonna win a Nobel Prize for this. I'm gonna explain how the rain works. It's a very similar concept. So there's this cloud, right? Content warning, true science. There's this cloud and it's crying. It's really sad because it didn't win its favorite VTuber meet and greet lottery. And it's just like really sad. And that's where rain comes from. Real and true proven science right there. Source, my head. My big galactic brain. The wind comes from the wind farms. Yeah, it's just made to sell you more coats and scarves. The wind farms make the wind to sell you more stuff to protect you from the wind. They also compete with the people that try to sell you umbrellas, which is why when it's really windy and you try to get your umbrella out, it like twists and inverts and breaks. So it's a bad idea to have your umbrella out when it's windy. You might even fly away if you're not careful. So that's how they actively prevent you from also using an umbrella. It's pretty smart when you think about it. I mean, pretty clever business strategies. But unfortunately, they all come at our expense. Can you make the cloud sadder so it rains? Yeah, I'm afraid that's your job. Just think of the song Astronomy by Blue Oyster Cult. Lane, did you hear that? Blue Oyster Cult. Blue Oyster Cult mentioned, okay, never mind, Lane already saw it. I was like, oh, Lane's gonna be happy to see that. I'm afraid of clouds. You should be. Have you seen that one movie? The alien movie? Nope. With the evil alien cloud? That's also scientifically accurate. Clouds are dangerous. Stay away from them. I have a fun cloud drawing that I'm working on. I don't know if I'm gonna finish it. Not Cloud from Final Fantasy. Not to be confused with... I am not drawing fan art of Cloud from Final Fantasy. Don't get too excited. What is the Blue Oyster Cult? It's like a rock band. I only know about them because Lane told me about them, but apparently they're like fairly popular. Because it's like, you know that thing where you find out about something and then you see it everywhere? I've been kind of seeing it a lot lately. Like, I see it mentioned by people and stuff like that. It's kind of interesting. Are they really like a rock band? I think they are. I don't know, I haven't really heard that many of their songs. I like stereophonics as well. I got like 5 CD changer for all the high quality audio while I draw. I don't know what any of that means, but I'm glad you're enjoying yourself. None of that means anything to me. But I'm glad you're having a good time, bestie. Never saw Nope, so thanks for the spoiler. I haven't even seen the movie and I know about the evil cloud. It's in the fucking trailer. Don't fucking give me attitude. It's in the trailer. Like, you people gotta stop pretending like you care about media enough not to get spoiled and then not watch it like months or even years after it came out. Like, Nope came out, what, like 2 years ago at this point? Maybe even more. Like, please don't pretend like you care about something enough to like care about the spoilers and then not having seen it for years. I understand if something just came out. I kind of get it, but let's not act like suddenly we all care about having this random horror movie spoiled to us from ages ago. Let's not be like that. Sorry I'm late. My friend wanted to play Minecraft and I can't let the bestie down. That's okay. I hope you had a good time. I don't know what a CD is. I know what a CD is, but I don't know what stereophonics are. Or the 5 CD changer. Oh, I don't know what that is. CD changers were a big thing in early 2000s. You load 5 discs in and it plays through them. You see, in early 2000s, I was just born. Did you know Walter White is Heisenberg? Spoilers! Oh my god, spoilers! Spoilers and hasn't even watched it, diabolical. You forget that I have a mother who watches anything horror and science fiction. And that mother, the second she watches it, calls me and then tells me the entire plot. Guys, the real spoiler here is my mother. She spoiled the new Alien show to me. I was actually gonna watch it. We started watching it together, but then I left and there's another episode out. She called me today and she told me the plot of the episodes so far. And I'm like, well, I thought we understood that we were both gonna be watching it, surely? Surely she understood that I'm also gonna be watching the Alien Earth show. Like, what the hell? You can't just do that. I went to see Lera play Mario Kart. Never. Hey, about TC. Did your whole life English? What is from Lawson? You might be in trouble. Who knows? No, I draw merch of them before. And I've sold it at conventions, and everybody does it. I really don't think that's forbidden. I guess technically it is, but I don't really think they care. I want to tell you the guy dies so you can emotionally prepare for it. Low-key, it's like there's this new movie that's gonna come out called Good Boy. And it's about a dog. And I read today that apparently the searches for whether the dog dies in that movie went up 2000% since like the trailer got revealed or something. Because nobody will go and watch it. I feel like they had to legally not make the dog die in that movie. Because then nobody would watch it. Like actually 0 people were gonna go watch that movie if the dog dies. So they had to make sure the dog doesn't die, or their movie would actually flop. That is so funny. I would not watch a movie where a dog dies, like I'm being so honest. Fuck that. I'm not about that life. Never gonna watch anything like that. It's okay, they spoiled the whole alien Earth plot in the opening! That's a good one. Does the dog not die? Well, I guess I'm staying home. Wait, you want the dog to die? You like it when dogs die in movies? That's kind of psychotic, not gonna lie. Now I wonder how they got away with John Wick. A dog dies in John Wick? Why would I watch a movie where a dog dies? I didn't even know a dog dies in John Wick, but I'm not gonna be like, oh, that's spoilers, because if I cared about John Wick, I would have seen it by now. I hate, like, those kind of action movies. Or, like, pew-pew movies, I don't like them at all. So that's not really a loss for me. Okay, after, like, an hour and a half, I have line Nerissa. Because I'm not really drawing, I'm just talking at this point. The John Wick came out 29 years ago, you had time to watch. Exactly. That's why the whole John Wick happens. Because the dog dies? I thought the dog gets kidnapped. I knew about the context that something happens with the dog because of that one episode of Brooklyn Nine-Nine where they reference it when the captain's dog gets kidnapped and he's like, oh, he's going John Wick. I actually thought that people kidnapped his dog. I didn't know he was revenging his dead dog. That's kind of crazy. Grief for your pets really does things to people. I can't even say he's not correct for that. I think if somebody killed my dog, I also would go crazy, guns blazing. You know what else is cool? Grenades! You took the wrong fluffy boy! Brooklyn not again, Gerardo. I think Gerardo might have dementia. Not sure though. John Wick is awesome. John Wick is very good. You guys are just saying that because you're man. You guys are just dudes. Dudes love those kinds of movies. You guys see, like, it's like back when I played Halo, and I liked Halo, but you guys would be like, this cutscene that's coming up, this next cutscene is awesome. And the cutscene is just like shooting guns and spaceships. And nothing like actually happens in the cutscene that's like of actual like value. But all the men in my chat are like, yeah, this cutscene is awesome. Literally, no offense. But like, it's the same as Metal Gear, I feel like. The men are like, yeah, Metal Gear! I can't afford Netflix, so I could only watch Bronx 92. Not the Bronx 92. Bad Moon sounds like a horrible parody of Sailor Moon. What is Bad Moon? It's a very man thing. It's just like, I'm sorry, it's just like action movies, car, like movies, stuff like that. You guys eat that shit up. I don't even like saying it like in a bad way, but it's just the truth. You guys will see John Wick and go, hell yeah. Bad Moon is a werewolf movie starring a dog. Does the dog die? I need to know, does the dog die? Wait! I remembered what I was gonna tell you guys. Guys, everyone shut up! Nobody bring up any new conversation topics. Everyone be quiet. Lera needs to tell you what she... I have a story for you guys. Guys, I have story time. I have story time with Viva. Everyone sit down. Sit your asses down. I got it. Lera, I'm gay. Lera, I'm gay. Timed out. First of all, that's not even new. We all knew this. We all knew this. Now shut up. Mass sit. There you go. Thank you. I'm only telling you this, guys, because I'm not forbidden to tell you this. Also, I'm not gonna go into too many details. Also, I said no. So it's fine. Sorry. The other day, right after I finished my stream, I think it was on Saturday, right? So right after my stream, I got this email. I look at my phone and I had this email, and somebody was trying to scout me for a VTuber group. And they were like, yeah, we want you. They had a character design for me and everything. Like, they were ready. They had a character design for the character they wanted me to play. And they were like, we will provide you a model. We will provide you a model. And we'll do all of these things for you. And yeah, and then they were like, here's what we expect from you. And one of the requirements was that I had to play Minecraft once a month. And I was like, oh no. Oh no, no, no. They only take 99% of the profits. Honestly, it didn't sound like they didn't sound evil, but I think I was just like, I feel like it wasn't really something I would personally go for, especially because I'm not interested at all in being a different character. I can't even imagine abandoning this channel and starting a new character. I would hate that. I just like, I don't know. I also I just don't really see what they could possibly benefit from me, because I already have like 10 viewers. So like, what could possibly I have to bring to the table for them? I don't know. It just feels to me a little bit like they were just messaging whoever, trying to see if anybody would like to join. I think they didn't sound evil to me or anything. I don't think they were a scam. At least like from the way it sounded. They were like just like a group, and they made it very clear. They said that they provide a model and stuff, but they weren't really like providing all that much else from what I understood. But I was kind of like, what's the point? I already have 5 models that I made myself. I don't know. It was kind of funny though. I don't know. I just replied to them really politely because I didn't really like, again, I don't really think they were like bad or trying to offer me some kind of scam. I just think that it wasn't really something that I would be interested in, and I also thought, I don't know, their like scheme sounded a little bit naive to me, because if they really do pay for the models for each talent, then that's a lot of money. Even if they go for more budget models, I feel like for a group, that's a lot. So I don't know. They're like a legit group you could Google. That's the thing. They weren't really a thing, but I tried looking them up, but I couldn't really find anything. I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt and thinking that they're like brand new and they're just starting out. So I would have theoretically been their first generation. But like, I don't know, man. It's rough out there these days. I almost can't sympathize with a lot of people trying to start things like companies and groups these days, because I feel like everybody's trust for these things is really not the same as it used to be, and I feel like it will never be the same. But then I don't know, people still sign up to be in Niji-sanji, so I'm sure there's plenty of idiots out there, I don't know. But I don't know, I just feel like it's really difficult to actually earn people's trust. It's gonna be harder and harder to earn people's trust now with this stuff. So I can almost sympathize with them, so I was like, look, I'm not interested, but I hope your thing goes well. That's what I told them, I was like, I hope your scouting goes well. But I'm not interested. Dear Vtuber, coming no, sincerely, Lera. I'm a control freak, how dare they try to do something for me? I will do it myself, I control every single pixel. That's like low-key me though, not even gonna lie. I can't imagine having like a full-time model that is not drawn by me. At least drawn, like maybe not rigged. I would maybe trust somebody else with the rigging. But I would like, even for the future, for all of my models to be drawn by me. If I had the money, I would maybe commission somebody to rig a model for me. But as far as art goes, I would definitely like to do it myself for the rest of my so-called VTubing career. What group was it? They literally don't even exist yet. I also am not gonna tell you guys that much more about it, just like out of respect to them. I will be looking them up in a few months' time though, just to see if they actually ever did, like, happen, I guess. I took a mental note, like I will like randomly look them up in some months and see if they actually exist yet. And if they got any people to join. Because I honestly think that would be interesting. But, yeah, it's not really... Minecraft, I don't know. Once a month, that's maybe once a year, but once a month Minecraft? That's too much. They're asking for too much of me, I'm afraid. You know, she politely declined and would have been sad to see you graduating out of the blue. Yeah, I mean, the thing was like, because they're not really like a company. I know that's something they're planning to do in the future, but it looks like they're just kind of starting out as a group. But I don't know, my honest advice is if you're trying to be a group, I feel like you should let people join as who they are currently. I feel like there's no point making new personas for a group. Just because, like honestly, if somebody offered me to join a group under my same character and stuff like that, like I wasn't really like obligated to change anything, and I would just be in it for the sake of like collabs and stuff like that, I would maybe consider it a bit more. It kind of heavily depends on who's in it and the vibes and stuff like that. But that wouldn't really be like completely out of the question for me, the same way starting a new character is, for example. Sounds like an elaborate scheme to get Lera to play Minecraft. That could be it. Maybe it was all designed. They made up a fake group and everything just to get me to play Minecraft. I would believe that, honestly. I understand that many people would pay good money to see me play Minecraft. I mean, we've literally seen it happen. We have seen people pay good money to make me play Minecraft. It has quite literally happened before, so you're not even wrong. Clearly, a Lera Minecraft stream is something sought after as much as some people search for rare Pokemon cards. Clearly, it is a rarity that many people wish they could see. So I kind of understand, I get it. I probably won't ever be a VTuber. They want a subscription fee and I'm cheap. I still use Clip Studio paid license from 2019. I mean, you can still make it with Clip Studio. Also, if you're talking about Live 2D though, there's a free version of Live 2D, so you can use it for free. It has limited features, but it works fine for a very simple model. As long as you don't have 1000 belts with physics, I think you'll be fine. I made my very first model on free version of not Clip Studio, Live 2D, so It's okay. I also still use Clip Studio from ages ago. Like, I don't know where I can check. I don't know where it says what version of Clip Studio I have, but it's not great. I also haven't updated my Clip Studio from ages. I'm still on Clip Studio 1.0. I never switched to 2.0, and I think there's 3.0 now. But I never made the switch because I just don't really... I don't really want to pay for updates. There is a lot of new features that I kind of like, but I can sort of live without them. I do pay them a subscription on tablet, so if I ever wanted them, I could do that. Minecraft stream whenever. There's never gonna be a Minecraft stream. Like, come on. But yeah, either way, you guys are distracting me again. It was kind of interesting though. I never thought I would get a scouting email. Even if it's something so small. I was like, wow, people really want to scout me. Interesting. But yeah, it makes me a little bit sad because I feel like a big kind of thing that a lot of people have been saying, especially I think after the whole Vishaja fiasco, a lot of people were like, yeah, just don't join companies or whatever, like just be indie forever. But it's kind of weird because I think that just doesn't really work for everybody. Like, not everyone wants to be handling everything themselves. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people go to company. I think a lot of people join companies as well, like for the social circle that it comes with. I feel like just like the social part of VTuber companies is very good. Like, it's very easy networking. Like, it's basically all done for you. You've got this group of people. The bigger the company, the bigger is the group of people who you basically have free permission to interact with, and it's not gonna be weird, you know what I mean? I feel like when you're an indie, like there are certain like people who you probably kind of understand who are way above you on the VTuber hierarchy, and you could never talk to them. You know what I mean? So I feel like being a corporate basically like gives you a free pass to then also talk to a lot of other like bigger VTubers in other companies as well and stuff like that. But other than that, man, I don't know. There was something about adding AI to Clip Studio Paint, but they backed down due to a negative response. Oh yeah, that was a while ago. They had an AI scandal. They also had the subscription scandal, and they did change how this subscription works. Because originally they wanted you to pay them monthly, like basically forever. But people got really mad at them for that. So they changed it to... you don't have to pay, but you have to pay for like major updates, which I think is fair. Like, the thing is, I think it is fair to ask for money if you're making a big update. And I think Clip Studio does make big updates fairly often. So I think that's like a fair thing to ask for, personally. So like, if I ever really wanted an update by them, I wouldn't mind paying for it. I'm just kind of okay at the moment, so I'm not really considering it. But like, I get the benefit of that. But my problem with Adobe is that they ask you for a huge monthly subscription. And they release a new software every year. Every year they release Photoshop 2024, Photoshop 2025, Photoshop 2026. But they barely add anything. Like, I use After Effects. Or like, the features that they do add are actually worse. Like, I don't like them. I use After Effects very often for music videos. And it generally pisses me off every time they make a new version of After Effects, because it's always just either exactly the same or worse. But they're like, you need to update to the newest version of After Effects. Leave me alone. Nothing actually changed, so why should I? It might be some kind of anti-piracy scheme that they have. They thought they could pull an Adobe. Yeah, no, man. Oh yeah, Photoshop has had an AI thing for ages. They have just like... it will like AI finish your photos or like whatever, man. Sure, buddy. So annoying. Like, there's like AI things being put into everything. Literally so annoying. I saw somebody, because apparently they do like, you know, it's like AI summaries or like AI context. They're like, oh, we could add context with AI. I think Instagram does it now. So like sometimes the video will be posted like a Reels video. And in the comments, like in the replies, the first thing is this AI kind of like text that tells you more context about it. And this one band posted that the AI like wrongfully made up controversy about them, but it's not even real. And I'm like, yep. Just another day of people adding useless AI to shit and it actually doing the opposite of what it's supposed to be doing. How fun is that? It's the same color. No, it's not. Oh, come on. As long as I have my close and fill tool on Clip Studio, I honestly don't need anything else. As long as I can circle an area and get it filled, I don't think I will ever need an update of anything. It's perfectly fine. I'm happy. I'm happy with Clip Studio as long as I can circle areas and fill them. I don't need that much else from it. Adobe doesn't feel like you don't own nothing you create. That is true. Didn't they have like a new thing that people were complaining about? Where like everything you make, even stuff that's like not on their cloud or something like that, like they have access to it or whatever. And they have been like banning people for like making not safe for work content and shit like that. Even though it's not even like they don't allow you to make stuff that they don't agree with their software. It is so fucked up, man. Kafkaesque. The only valid AI is Neuro. I guess I'll allow it, yeah. Does eBay AI generate item summaries? Like what? I just hate the AI summaries. Like the computer doesn't understand, okay? People sometimes don't even understand context of shit. You think an AI does? The amount of times I've seen people lack reading comprehension and reply with the most stupid way to something. When you think a computer knows how to respond to this information, like be for real. Literally be for real. It annoys me so bad. Get rid of the AI stuff. When are all of their stocks gonna like get destroyed and they abandon this whole idea? When is this gonna happen? It is stop it. Future in science fiction is becoming real. That's always like my favorite thing to quote is that one tweet that was like, science fiction writer, I created the Torment Nexus in my novel. Do not create the Torment Nexus as a cautionary tale. Big tech company. So we have created the Torment Nexus from the Do Not Create the Torment Nexus novel. That's literally Squid Game. Can we talk about how Squid Game is like the definition of that meme? Like the guy was like, do not invent the Squid Game. And then Mr. Beast and Netflix themselves were like, what if we created the Squid Game? What if we made the Squid Game, guys? AI summary. Lera is complaining about the ethics of AI and is hoping for the downfall of society. You bet I fucking am. Finally, an AI summary that's correct. Duck game. Yeah, actually smart is running humanity but murdering them with lasers, but by making them too dumb to think for themselves. So true, bestie. Finally, the AI ruining us all is happening, just not in a way we predicted it. What's going on? I just returned from buying ice cream. Nothing, baby girl, don't worry about it. We're just being happy. We're just being happy and we're having happy thoughts. And we're talking about happy topics. And the Lera stream is as cheerful as ever today again. Let me see if I can fix this, like... Sometimes it works, not always. Hell yeah. Look at this, guys. You know how when you use the liquefy tool too much sometimes? Here's a pro tip, okay? I don't share this often. If you use the liquefy tool too much, your line art can become a bit blurry or transform stuff. Your lines can get kind of blurry. So what you do is you go to filter, sharpen, sharpen more, and boom, it becomes nice and crisp again. Look at that. Look at that. Pro tips. The Lera streams are rarely this educational. You better treasure this moment. Also, I forgot the beauty mark under her eye, which is extremely important detail. Now she's complete. See, this is why I don't mess with AI. Once it takes over, they gotta think I'm chilling and leave me alone. Yeah, it's like that meme where it's like, my grandma saying thank you to Alexa is preventing the AI apocalypse. My grandma was the opposite of that. My grandma would always scream at the Russian Alexa. Like, whenever, like, my grandma would accidentally activate her, and the Alexa would, like, pop up on her screen, I think, or something like that. And, like, she would just be talking to us over, video call. And then she would just randomly go, "Shut up!" Or, like, "Go away!" And we're like, "Grandma, who are you talking to?" She's like, "This annoying Elisa. She kept showing up." Like, her name is, I think her name is Elisa or something. Like, this Elisa keeps showing up. My grandma would just, like, she would be talking to you in the most cheerful, happy voice ever. Like, "Yeah, how was your day?" And then she would just go, "Go away!" Hi, Lera's grandmother. Gerardo, she's dead. I'm so sorry. There's a tool I found recently that reduces vector points. Makes everything, like, so much easier. I don't use vectors, like, at all, actually. I don't really like vector stuff. It's not really for me. I always say thanks after asking Google the weather. Maybe I'll be spared. You say thanks to Google for telling you the weather? Bro, just look outside. What do you mean you're asking Google for the weather? Just look out the window, bro. That piece of Lera lore hit like a track. That's not a piece of Lera lore. I literally told you guys. Like, I took a break for a bit when it happened. Like... Don't act like this is news. That was a while ago, but like... Come on, guys. What the fuck? Granny Lera was right to yell at Alexa. Honestly, like, the Russian Alexa is so annoying as well. Fuck that bitch. Nobody likes her. Okay, does the bird have... Oh, the bird has like a little flower on it. Dun, dun. There's so much detail. I'm lost in the layers. I'm doing my best, but I'm so lost in the layers. Look out the window into the future. Bro, the weather podcasts that are like, oh, like, never trust the London weather podcast. I know how it is in other places. I think in most other places I've been to, it's fairly accurate. But the London weather, the podcast is not... Like, unless you're looking at what's gonna happen in, like, an hour. But even that is sometimes wrong. The London weather is simply beyond comprehension of the weather technology. Because, like, they cannot predict it. No matter how hard they try, they cannot predict it. Like, it's just not possible. Like, I'm not even exaggerating. I will look at the weather, like, a week ahead. I'm like, because I was in Spain, right? And I was like, I wonder how the weather's gonna be when I return to London. So I look it up. I look up the weather from a week ahead. That's the most the weather will show you. And it says it's gonna be 26 degrees and sunny. And I'm like, yeah, that's a lie. So that was a fucking lie. And I'm like, watch this not be the same at all in a week's time. In a week's time, I check again. it says 21 degrees and cloudy. And I'm like, well, how did you not predict like a 5 degrees difference? That's a pretty big difference too, you know? Like, I'm sorry, but the weather forecast, at least in London, it's a fucking lie. Like, don't even try using it for anything, like to plan your day. Just always bring an umbrella with you just in case. There's just no other way. Okay. This Karana, her hair is so strange. It's got like this lighter shade of blue underneath. And like a darker one on top. Narissa, why? Why are you doing this to me, Narissa? I have like never drawn her, I think. Literally, this is like my first time drawing her. And I'm not having a good time. The detail is killing me. I think this is good for her hair, kind of. I don't know. Hold up, guys. I'm hyper concentrated on this hair gradient. Why are you checking it from a podcast? Did I call it a podcast? Sorry. I'm a little bit stupid. Forecast is what I meant. Is that what it's called? I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Most of the time, I just say words wrong. And then I hope that people either kind enough to not correct me. Or like not make fun of me for it. And they will just correct me gently. Or that nobody notices. But I feel like 90% of the time when I say words, it's wrong. It really do be like that, sadly. I need to get up on my wearer podcast. Stop! Leave me alone! Now you guys are making fun! It made sense of context clues, exactly. Just use context. No, I hate the English language. There's so many like similar sounding words. Or sometimes, like small changes change the whole meaning. Like, English is so weird. For example, right? Make up. To make up means that you like become friends with someone, or like, you know, you're not in a fight anymore to make up with someone, right? But making out is a whole other thing. Why? It's just like one small word. But also make up can be when you made something up, like inventing something in your head. So like, what's the point of this fucking language? What the fuck is the point of this fucking language? Like, you know, I just don't get it. I hate it. It's more just slang. Yeah, but it's still part of the language. Slang is part of the language. Especially if it's really commonly used. And everything in English is some kind of slang for something. Everything in English has a slang sexual meaning. It drives me insane. The English language drives me insane in that sense. Somehow, you can look up any word, any phrase, anything on Urban Dictionary, and it will have a sexual meaning. Going down? Why? You know, I don't understand. Okay, like, there's so many things in English that also mean something sexual. Like, that language drives me mad, guys. Like, when I was just learning all of those things, my brain could not comprehend it. My brain literally could not comprehend it. Apologize for those lies. He's into makeup, then go to makeup to the guy at the makeup counter. You stop that. You stop that. Do not speak to me like that! Has a mental breakdown. I had to stop my Twitter doom scroll to hear this. I'm so glad. I saved a life today, guys. And you say the Lera streams are not helpful or educational. You mean the names of certain birds? Okay, elaborate? Elaborate? Skibbity's in the encyclopedia now. I was surprised, honestly. My mom asked me, like, my mom asked me the other day, like, what does skibbity mean? Because I was telling her, like, yeah, it's just this, like, slang word. And she was like, but what does it mean? And I looked her dead in the eyes and I was like, honestly, mom, I don't know. I understand the word. Kind of. Like, I understand the word. I understand the context people use it in. But if you ask me what skibbity actually means, I wouldn't be able to tell you. But the great tit? Yes, like the swallow? Wait, what about the swallow? The tit, I understand, but what about the swallow? What's wrong with the swallow? Okay, you know what? Don't tell me. Oh my god, do not. Do I want to know? Like, it's just noise to me. Exactly, like, you know, like, what does... Like, my mom was like, what? But what does... Oh! She doesn't have bare hands. She's wearing gloves, guys. Sorry. How could I do this? Narisa would never show her bare hands to people. She's too cool for that. My bad. Anyway, sorry. What was I saying? This conversation is so skibby. LMAO. What are you LMAO you got? Bitch. Say it to my face. Anyways, the art looks nice. Oh boy. What are you guys talking about? Wait, what did I say? I already forgot what are we talking... What are we talking about? I'm so confused. Oh, the bird names! Yeah, maybe don't tell me. This is gonna be something I'm gonna have to find out on my own, isn't it? But yeah, like, everything in English is somehow like some kind of innuendo. Like, it annoys me. It is like so difficult. Nothing changing the topic. Okay, let's change the topic. Oh my god, I have something else to tell you guys. I have another story. So one of my friends... Okay, she calls it her job. I don't want to be mean like that, but like, okay, whatever. Like, my friend claims that her job is selling... I'm not the person to speak, probably, about this. Like, you know, I'm not much of a hard worker myself, you know. But my friend is like... She sells things on Vinted. I feel like that's what everybody does these days as a side hustle. But basically, my friend, my IRL friend, she buys clothes at Zara for like on sale for cheap. And Zara is like this popular fast fashion brand. I don't know if you guys have it in America. Probably, right? It's really big in Europe. So she buys clothes on sale from Zara. And then she sells them on Vinted for more money. Like... I'm like, basically she was telling me, she was like, yeah, so I've got this like new work that I do to make some money on the side. And I was like, oh, what is it? And she looks me in the eyes and goes, so it's all fraud? She's like, yeah, so it's all fraud? And I'm like, okay, go on. She's like, so I buy clothes from Zara on sale and then I resell them on Vinted for more money. And I'm like, but who the fuck buys it? Like, my real question is, who buys it? Who the fuck goes on Vinted and buys Zara clothes of all things? Because they're already so cheap. Like, Zara clothes don't even cost that much. It's fast fashion. Like, it's not as cheap as like Shein or whatever, right? But it's still pretty fucking cheap. And she's like, yeah, I just sell it for more than it's actually worth. And I'm like, okay. And she takes it really seriously. I'm a little bit worried because like she was like, she blew me off the other day. I was like, oh, so you know, how long like can we hang out for? And she was like, well, I can't, I have to go to work. And I was like, what work? You don't have a job. And she was like, I have to go to Zara, Lera. I have to go to Zara, I have to buy clothes, and I'm like... There's no way she just like blew me off because she's fucking going to Zara to scam people on Vinted. Like, she said it so, she's like, I have work today, and I'm like, alright, bestie. She may be in too deep. No, here's the thing though. He's making a profit. It's work to me. But that's the thing though. I don't know how much she's actually making with it, because even though she's selling it for more, she's still selling it for Zara prices, and she's constantly running to the post office, and she pays for the shipping and shit like that. Or probably people pay for the shipping, like it's probably included, but still, you know, like, I just can't unless she's selling thousands of units, which like she's not. I can't imagine it actually being like huge profit. I generally like need to find out how much she actually makes from it, because I can't really think of it of much more than just like some extra pocket money. But here's the thing though, like, she's in so deep, guys. She got her boyfriend involved, as in like, she made him a separate account on his phone, and she manages that second account, so she pretends to be two people to like get more sales and not appear too suspicious to like Vinted and stuff like that. And like literally the poor dude, like he's in so deep as well. I was in the car with them the other day, and he literally was like apologizing. He was like, I'm so sorry, I didn't have time today, I was busy, because he actually has a job. He was like, I'm so sorry, I didn't have time all morning, but there were like some offers on Vinted, can you look for it? Like, he sounded so apologetic, and I'm like, boy, what are you apologizing for? Like, he was like, I'm really sorry, I didn't have time to check Vinted today. I'm like, this girl has the guy like fucking doing his full-time job and selling on Vinted for her. It's an MLM scheme. It's starting to sound like he's also shopping. Yeah, he drives her because she doesn't drive a car. He drives her to all the Zaras. Like, she literally needs him for the scheme to work because he drives her to all the Zaras. And he's literally like, I heard them discuss it in the car while he was driving me home, and he was like, yeah, which Zara are we going to? Which Zara do we need to go to? And apparently she returns a lot of items. I don't know what she returns. I don't know if she returns stuff that didn't sell for a while or something like that. But she was mentioning that she goes to return stuff a lot. And I'm like, oh, so she even has shit to return. Like, it's kind of crazy. And so basically, she was like, yeah, I've been returning stuff so much. I'm scared that I look suspicious in all the local Zaras. So now I sent my dad to return things. So now her dad is in it too, guys. Now her dad is returning shit for her. Like, it's crazy. Like, it's a family business, guys. They're all scamming people on Vinted. Like, that entire family is scamming people on Vinted by selling them fast fashion clothing for more than it's actually worth. This is getting out of hand. I think it's so funny, but also I'm like, okay, don't get me wrong, a business is a business. If there is demand, then go for it. But who the fuck are the losers that buy Zara clothing, of all things, on Vinted for more than it's actually worth? Like, just go to Zara. Just go to Zara and buy it on sale. Who the hell are these fucking losers getting scammed by my friend on Vinted? Like, what does that, like, why would they do that? So yeah, honestly, like, it's crazy, man. That poor guy. He's too nice. He's literally so nice. I genuinely feel like he would do anything for her. Like, I feel like if she one day tells him, let's rob a bank, I think he will, like, literally go and buy a ski mask Or even worse, he will be like, I already have a ski mask prepared. I have noticed you going down this slippery path. I already have everything ready. Like, you know, honestly, like, he's a really nice guy, but I'm concerned. Like, it all starts with small scams like this, guys. And then next thing you know, my friend is a full-on con artist. I mean, I've seen Better Call Saul. It always starts small. But I feel like soon enough, she's gonna be running some genuinely elaborate schemes. I genuinely don't believe that this is gonna end well. She's be running an MLM. I feel like she's heading there. I feel like she's genuinely heading there. Some people aren't great shoppers. I feel like people probably just like go and Vinted the same way people buy shit on Temu. Like, it's not good stuff and you don't even need it, but it's cheap. So they just kind of browse it and then just buy whatever. I feel like it's just people who have like a shopping problem, or like they're too lazy to go to the store or something like that. So they just look on Vinted. But like Zara, like I would maybe get buying on Vinted something like vintage clothes, or like something that's not really like heavily on sale that much. I kind of get that. But Zara, like I don't even buy from Zara normally myself. It's not really a store that I particularly like. It's just kind of crazy to me that people buy from Vinted. Or maybe they think that if it's on Vinted, that means they're getting a good deal because it's like secondhand or whatever. Maybe they think that they're being so smart. They're like, haha, Zara marks up the price, but somebody's reselling this on Vinted for cheaper. Maybe that's what they think. Maybe they're convinced that my friend is actually giving them a good deal. Like, I don't know. I have just so many questions about that whole scheme. The fact that it works does kind of fascinate me. I mean, you know, whatever you gotta do, you know, it's a rough economy. Whatever you gotta do to make money, honestly. Like, I'm not even judging. I just think it's really fucking funny. And the fact that she's like, no, Lera, I can't today. I have to do my work. And then the work is going to Zara and finding more clothes that she can scam people for. I still have clothes about 12 years ago. Me too, though. Trying to do drop shipping now. I think then she does drop shipping. That's the day I need to have an intervention with her. That might be the day I need to have an intervention with her, honestly. I didn't get the point of Temu. People will really just pay like stupid amounts of money on like lots of really bad items that will break in a day instead of just spending money on something like better quality once. I understand like Temu and Shein, whatever it's called. I don't know. Like, I don't understand why people shop there like Jay. But there are people telling me like, oh, I got this on Shein, whatever. I'm like, that's embarrassing for you. Sorry, like, full shade. That's embarrassing for you. Don't do that. Just buy from like another fast fashion brand is probably like slightly better than whatever is going on there. Like, honestly. And dropshipping is the next logical step for sure. I wonder if she knows about dropshipping. Like, she's not really like heavily on the internet. So I don't know. Does she know about the forbidden the forbidden technique of dropshipping? My clothes don't go out of style. They were never in style. Oh my god. Okay, it's vintage. Remember, after like 10 years, it becomes vintage, or 20 years, I don't remember. I think after 20 years, clothes officially become vintage. So you just gotta let your clothes age like wine. And then you are officially wearing vintage fashion. Which I think is pretty cool. I do like vintage fashion. But yeah, apparently a lot of people are doing Vinted now as like a side hustle. Because I keep seeing memes about it on the internet where people are like, yeah, Vinted sellers be like, and stuff like that. So I feel like that's currently everybody's side hustle. And as always, probably the one profiting the most from the whole situation is indeed Vinted. But I remember people were complaining ages ago that this kind of like people who actively sell stuff on those websites for they're ruining a lot of the thrifting stores because they come into the thrift stores and they buy things in big amounts and then they immediately resell them on Vinted and stuff like that. And then the thrift stores don't have anything good left, or they raise their prices and shit like that. Even though thrift stores are literally meant to be like affordable and for people who like might not be able to afford new stuff to be able to go there and buy. But it became like the vintage fashion girlies thing. And then they all started buying stuff from them, not even for themselves, just to like resell. It's kind of crazy. But honestly, like, can you really blame people for trying to make money however they can? I feel like once again, the problem is... the problem is once again in like the salaries and the fact that people have to go and do this. You should buy at Burlington, that's where the heat... What is that? I don't even know what that is. I read about that would exist, yeah. Has your friend tried putting their card reader on vending machines? Okay, do not come after my genius strategy. You're just mad. You're just mad because you didn't come up with that first. You didn't have Burlington. What's Burlington? I have never heard of that. What is that? I have no idea what you're talking about. What is Burlington, guys? A thrift store? That must be like an American thing. That like must be an American thing. Because I don't really know what that is. We have like other thrift stores. We mostly have charity stores in the UK. So in the UK, charity stores are like basically everywhere. So they have secondhand clothes and stuff like that, or things that people donate to them. And then the money goes to whatever charity that store supports. I'm sure you guys have something like that too. But the thrift stores around here are all pretty much charity stores. There is some vintage stores, but they're more like, they claim to be like vintage stores more than anything, but most thrift stores are charity stores. Burlington Coat Fact. I've never heard about that. It sounds like an American thing for sure. Or at least I don't know. I've never seen it. Coat. What does that mean? What do you mean Coat Factory though? So it's on a thrift store now. Now I'm confused. You guys are confusing me with your American concepts. I think I want a Burlington coat. Now I'm definitely confused. Joke setup. Hey Lera, where do you buy used cars? From your mom. Was that the joke setup? At the thrift store? Oh, the joke was the thrift store. At the thrift that's funny. Not your mom. I'm so sorry. I misread the situation. I'm so sorry, I have incredibly misread the joke. Got him. Americans confuse themselves with their own concepts. Well, at least that's good to hear. I'm always happy about some American confusion. But I do like the charity stores around here. They're very nice. They take a bit of time to dig. You gotta go. So if you're going to a charity store in the UK, like in London, if you really want to score, you gotta go to charity stores in rich neighborhoods. One time, me and my friend went to a charity store in Chelsea, which is a really expensive neighborhood where like rich people live, and it was like really fashionable, right? Because there's a lot of stores there. So we went to a charity store in Chelsea, and they had like a Valentino jacket there for £15. Because they just have local people donating stuff to them, right? So if you go in that neighborhood, it's donations from people that live in that area. So if you go to a charity store at a rich neighborhood, they have like genuinely nice things where like the charity stores in my neighborhood don't really have fancy clothing or like anything that great because my neighborhood is like, you know, kind of very like, you know, like it's not super sketchy, but it's not really like cool and rich either. So it just has like normal clothes. But yeah, like if you go at like a really rich neighborhood, you literally get like all the good stuff. For example, in Camden, so Camden market area is where all the alternative fashion people are, right? That's like where all the alt stores are. That's like there's like this stable market there. It used to be horse stables, but now it's a big market, and it's mostly things like alternative fashion stores there. So if you go to a charity store in a street near that area, it's just like all alternative fashion there. Because Camden is like where all the punks go, so then you go there and it's all like weird fashion in the charity store there as well. Not the resellers reselling donations for double the price, yeah. Once got a VCR for £15, actually cheap considering that I had HDMI and hours of HDMI out are £50 on eBay. What's a VCR? Guys? Please translate. God, I'm not... I don't know technology! I don't know how technology works. Uma Musume merch when? Never. Never. You're gonna have to go to somebody else. You people will come into like the store with vegetables and be like, where are all the fruits? Yeah, that's not really a good analogy because they do have fruits and vegetables normally. But imagine you come to my store that only sells vegetables and you're like, where are the fruits? That's how you sound. Okay, where's the meat? You come into my vegetable store and you're like, where is all the meat? That's how you sound, okay? Okay? Like, go support artists that draw Uma Musume stuff and be happy. Don't come here and be like, Lera, why don't you draw this thing that you're not gonna draw? How could you do this to me? You guys know VCR? What's a VCR? Old piece of tech that played videotapes. Oh, I do know what that is. I didn't know that's what it was called. But I do know, but I just call it a cassette player or something. Like asking for watch-alongs at the Lera store? Exactly. Why would you ask for watch-alongs at my video game and art stream channel? Tell me that you know not the difference between socket 478 and LGA 775 Pentium 4S. You just made that up, by the way. I'm convinced. Like, some of you people will try and be like... and try and look really smart by just making things up because I can't prove that that's not a real thing. You're like, she doesn't know what I'm talking about, so I can just make shit up. I'm not falling for that. Not falling for that propaganda. I know that's not a real thing. You're just flexing on me, but in reality, that's not even real. Lera's nose cassette player. I used to have a cassette player as a kid. I used to watch stuff on cassettes. You know, I still caught cassette players when I was a kid. I'm not that young. Or maybe it's just that Russia was really behind. Maybe it's not really about that. I think CDs already existed. Like, I had both a cassette and the DVD player, I think, as a kid. So I watched some stuff on cassette and some stuff on DVD. You see, my parents had these traumatizing Soviet Union cartoons that they really needed me to watch. And those were obviously on cassette. There was only one way they could show me the traumatizing Soviet cartoons. So yeah, that's what the cassette player was for, clearly. VHS tapes. VHS was the word I was thinking of, I think, but I was like, what's a VCR? I know VHS. I don't know VCR. Commissioning Lera human ship art of me kissing gold chip. Okay, money up front and I'll do whatever. Like the one of the robot house. Do you mean like the nuclear, like, apocalypse robot house one? That one is fucked up. Bet. Plot twist, my commissions are actually closed. Minami clicks on the VGen link in my bio. She's like, hell yeah, I'm about to get some sick Yumi ship of me and gold chip, and my commissions are actually closed. I'm just trying to finish everything I had. I feel kind of bad. I took a while of some of the commissions because of my spontaneous Spain trip. Kind of spontaneous. So I really want to get most of the ones I have right now out of the way. I only have 2 left. And then I have a Vtuber model that I'm working on. So I'm gonna be prioritizing the Vtuber model once I'm done with everything. Like with the other illustrations. And I'm probably gonna reopen at some point. But for now, I'm kind of like trying to make some projects as well. You know me, guys. I love my projects. Oh yeah, by the way, not really by the way, but I bought a new Gunpla. I did finish the Gunpla I had unfinished body for a while, so now he's done. And I ordered a Gunpla that I really wanted for a while. New Vtuber shell, yeah! All the gender ambiguous and non-binary VTubers come to Lucinda Gray. It's kind of funny, like... I don't know how it happens, but like most of my VTuber children are like some kind of like non-binary or just like queer people, and I'm like, everybody comes to Lucinda Gray for those kinds of models. Somebody spread the word, clearly. All the gender ambiguous people get models from me. You really are always a busy bee. Can you tell that to my parents? My parents don't believe me. They think I don't do shit. I thought you were gonna say I bought a new gun. I'm not American. The Pentium 4 is a series of CPUs released in 2001. Yay! I was released in 2001. High five. Anyways, later in 2003, Intel introduced models of hyper-threading technology. They originally used socket 423, then moved to 478, and later to LGA 775. Why aren't the numbers in order? Why did they jump from 423 to 478? Why did they do that? Why would they do this? That is so strange. Unlike prior sockets, the LGA design included the pins on the socket as opposed to the CPU itself. Yeah, it still doesn't mean anything to me. I'm so sorry, bestie. I'm glad you got something in your life like this to be excited about, though. I do enjoy it when people know about things. I hope I don't come off as sarcastic, because I'm really not trying to be. But I like it when people have these things that they're really interested in, and they can talk about them like this, like random lore and stuff like that. That's pretty cool. Could not be me. I have no idea what you're talking about, but I'm happy for you. Should be able to tell based on the file you're paying your bills. How do they think you get 5 magic? Yes. How many Miku Gundams to have Uma Musume art stream? Oh yeah, speaking of the Miku Gundam, it looks like I missed the window when you could pre-order it. I was convinced that they were opening sales on her birthday. Like, I remember reading something like it gets released on her birthday. But But maybe they mean that it will be out on her birthday, but you have to pre-order it before that. Because apparently the pre-order window for them ended. Because I tried googling how to get one the other day because I was kind of curious if it was possible at all. But I think I missed the Miku Gundam. That makes me so sad. I really wanted the Miku Gundam, but clearly if I really wanted it, I would have kept tabs on how to get it. Clearly I didn't want it enough. So sad. It makes me so sad. Limited edition Miku Gundam, exactly. Can you join Abba drawing random characters Pikmin stream again? Yeah, but I'll make it pay to win so that you guys are less annoying. I did get a really cool Gundam. I have wanted this Gundam for a while. I had him saved. But I was worried that maybe he got sold out or like, because I don't know, I feel like some Gundams kind of appear and then they disappear. And he did disappear from where I wanted to buy him initially, but I found him on this Gundam UK store. And it made me so happy, and I bought him, and he arrived, and I'm so excited to build him. Maybe next week we can build him. Let me show you a picture of him. He's so fun. Hold up, not Bibu, not Bibu. Look, he looks like a beetle. He looks like a stag beetle. Isn't he adorable? He's just a little guy. I think they were going for samurai look as well, but to me he totally looks like a beetle. Doesn't he look like the most adorable thing ever? Just a little beetle guy. And yet nobody ever talks about Sweet Anne. We love Sweet Anne, but I like Big Al even more. Do what you do with Al and be the first to know. It'll have still samurai vibes. But he also looks like a beetle, doesn't he? I'm really excited to build him. I hope it's not gonna be too difficult. The last high grade I built gave me a little bit of trouble, but that's mostly because I'm oh god, that scared me. Thank you so much for 23 months. I'm gonna head to bed now. But I've got cut short today because of a spontaneous Vtuber that I wanted to catch. No worries. Thank you for coming, Lane. I'm about to build again another one. Wow, you got them. You got so many Gundams that you're building. I built like one Gundam every 5 months. And you're already building another one. You were just building one on Saturday. That's cool though. The river quack jump scare was so loud for some reason. That really scared me. I think it wasn't that loud for you guys because the like desktop audio is not set that loud. But boy, that was loud for me. I also need to head out. Bye guys. Bye bye. Mass Bob. No, don't Mass Bob. Don't do it to them. I imagine Abby from Life as a rock Pikmin, but we already drew Joel as a rock Pikmin last time. Do we really want them both to be rock Pikmin? I guess it wouldn't hurt. They can be enemies. Enemy rock Pikmin together. It's a hard one. RG Gundam GP01 Zephyranthus. Yeah, those are just words to me. Hold up. Hold up, bestie. I'm gonna copy paste that into Google. Images. Oh. It's like my Jeremy, but more complicated. I see. It's a real great. So it's like a really difficult one. That's really cool. I don't really like these Gundam designs because like it's like, you know, like I don't know, I feel kind of mean saying it, but like the basic one. I kind of want... I try to collect the Gundams that look a bit more different. Just because, I don't know, I do like building them and I think they're cool, but I don't really know a lot about the lore. Because I don't really watch Gundam. I'm just in it for the little guy robots. Like, I'm not in it for the lore or anything like that. Which I feel like is blasphemy to a lot of people, but that's irrelevant. So, like, I'm really picky about the designs I want to build. Since, like... I want to build like the funky looking ones. I built Jeremy, he's my basic bitch son, and now I want the less basic bitch ones, you know what I mean? So I've been trying to pick out, like I always take forever to pick them, because first of all the box arts tell me nothing. I really like to buy them online better than in person. Because the box arts are so weird, like it's so hard to tell what he actually looks like because of like the way they draw it. It's so complicated. So I have to always look at the actual picture of what the figure itself will look like when built. I think that's okay if you're having fun of it, who cares? I bet the hardcore Gundam fans have some things to say. Slot soup. No, don't slot the soup. I love how you can just write an emoji and then the slot somehow works. I have RG Wing 0, I haven't built it yet. What is that one? Boris is probably combusting at this point, it's fine. Boris would understand that I'm only in it for the little guys. People should just accept that I'm only in it for the little guy vibes that they give off. Like I don't even know what they're actually called. I just give them random ass names. What should I name my Beetle Gundam? Should I name him after my pet beetle? I feel like it doesn't really suit him. Also, my pet beetle was a rhino beetle, but this one is like a stag beetle. Maybe he's not even meant to look like a beetle and I completely made that up in my little mind, but that's okay. Once again, I'm just chilling here. I'm just chilling with my little guy Gundams. I think it's so funny because once you build them, they look so ridiculous. Like once you pose them, they immediately lose all of their intimidating points. And they just become little guys. Like it's so funny that you can build this intimidating giant murder robot thing. That can like probably shoot lasers out of its gun and stuff like that and destroy entire galaxies. Or I don't know. I don't really know what they do in Gundam, but I'm assuming they fight with them or whatever. You know. But then you pose it like an anime girl and it immediately looks really cute. I think it's kind of funny that you can just do that. I've seen all the Gundam against my will. You aren't missing out on much. It's so funny though. I keep seeing, like, whenever I see a crazy ass clip from some anime, it's always fucking Gundam. Like that one clip where this girl invites a guy to her birthday party or something like that, and he just looks her in the eyes and tells her to kill herself or something like that. I don't even remember the details. Apparently that's from Gundam. It doesn't even look like Gundam. Like, they all have such different settings. Or I saw a different one that had me crying for so long. Like, I was, like, laughing, tears of laughter. It was, like, this scene where this girl is picking out a teddy bear at the store. And she's like, oh, I'm gonna buy this teddy bear, like, as a gift or whatever. And then some man passing on the street just shoots her from the outside, like, through the window several times. Just goes bang, bang, bang. Yeah, like, and she dies just like immediately, and like I laughed at that for like a solid 10 minutes, even though I know it was not meant to be funny, and it probably is not if you actually watch it in context and you care about that character. But just like as an outsider looking in, that was so fucking funny. How did this random man just pass her by and like shot her out of nowhere while she was minding her own business buying a teddy bear? Like, what is going on in Gundam? That's Gundam Wing. Like, what is happening? What is happening in that show? That's literally the best part about the teddy bear. The teddy bear murder, or the guy telling a girl inviting came to her birthday to kill herself. Or something, I don't even know. I think he just said like, I'm gonna kill you or something like that. She invites him to her birthday and he's like, I'm gonna kill you. That's not how you talk to women. Sir. Like, what does he mean by this? Like, what is the context? I feel like it's so much funnier not knowing the context, but like, what the fuck is the context of that? What could the context of that guy rejecting her invitation so harshly possibly be? It's such a mystery to me, like, honestly. I don't expect you the new Gundam, the robot was the little girl who died, but she had 12 clones and the only one of them was alive. What does that even mean? The new Gundam is the one that just looks like Pokemon, isn't it? There's like a new Gundam show that it has like the Pokemon art style and I can't unsee it. Like whenever I look at it, I'm like, ah yes, the Pokemon Gundam. Like, I think that's so funny, but there's just like this Pokemon art style Gundam now. When are we gonna get a Lucinda Gray art style Gundam? When are they all gonna have pointy eyelashes? And then everybody's gonna be like, why is there fur growing out of these Gundam characters' eyes? That's like a genuine comment somebody left under a Rin artwork that I've done, I think, and she posted on her schedule or something. And one comment was like, why is there fur growing out of your eyes? And I was never quite able to unsee that. It never quite left me. And I'm like, this person was so rude for that, but they also, I see the vision. Oh, Witch of Mercury. That's not a new Gundam. I think they make like 2 more Gundams after Witch of Mercury. Witch of Mercury is like old news at this point, Minimi. You're still calling Witch of Mercury new Gundam? I'm sorry, but that's like vintage at this point. That's old news. As Gundam Wing, people shouldn't know their secret or they get killed. Who's secret? What are you guys talking about? Why are there teddy bear shootings at the Gundam? It's crazy in there. Y'all stay safe in the Gundam universe. Wishing you all the best. I'm trying. You know, Minami, I finally watched the Heavenly Delusion anime. All I do is watch anime people tell me about and then complain. That's my whole personality at this point. I just realized I colored something wrong on this thing, but I don't even care. Like, I'm so done. I'm so done with Nerissa's design. I'm just gonna pretend like this is the correct coloring. You did? You liked it? I liked it, but like you completely... Okay, I don't know, you advertised it to me. Because when you were advertising it, you were like, yeah, this show though, it's really triggering. The show is really triggering and like you need to be careful with it. So I didn't want to watch it for ages because I was like, oh, I don't really want to watch that. I don't want to watch something like really bad. Like you described it like it was like the worst thing ever, like so heavy. And then I watched the whole thing and it was completely fine. And I was like, damn. Either I just don't have, like, any sensitivity at all. Or what? Like, I was like, it was literally fine to watch. Well, it triggered me. Well, that's okay. That's, like, honestly fair. If it triggered you, then that's fine, because everybody has different limits. But I just thought that was so weird, because I went into it expecting something, like, really crazy, but then, like, it was okay for me. Like, I personally didn't find it that crazy or anything, but I understand, though. Everybody's different. But yeah, it took me... I kept, like, watching it and I was like, oh no, it's fine so far. It's fine so far. It's okay. I kinda liked it. I thought it was finished, though, but clearly there's gonna be more. I honestly thought it was gonna be, like, a complete plot, but I didn't really get that. Because they clearly gonna make more. By the looks of it. Eva Phoenix, how are you doing? Good, made by Studio Trigger. No, I don't watch Studio Trigger anime, they all suck. Another Lera hot take. Will Lera ever stop being such a hater? No. That's my personality now. My Heavenly Delusion was interesting. It was cool. You see, that one actually was cool to like figure out. Like when you understand what's going on, you're like, whoa! Not like Odd Taxi. Me throwing shade at Odd Taxi again. Sorry. But at least that one was genuinely surprising at the end. I'm not gonna spoil it. In case you guys are so sensitive about spoilers again, but also you should have seen it by now, I'm just saying. Like there was a like towards the end when I realized who's who, like which character is who, I was like, wow. That was cool. It's kinda interesting that they didn't directly tell it to you. Finally a show that actually treats their viewers like they do have some brains. And they don't actually just directly tell you, did you realize that this character was actually this person? And I'm like, yeah. You know, at least that show had the decency not to do that, and it just kind of trusted that you figure that out for yourself. I thought that was pretty cool. Because I was genuinely like, wow, they really didn't do like a big reveal or anything. They really just said the viewer can figure it out. That felt pretty good, not gonna lie. Okay, Nerissa is done. And unfortunately, because she was so fucking complicated, that's all we're gonna do today. I think I mostly wasted my time talking today, but you know how it is. I feel like I used to draw faster on art streams, but these days, not really. I am EP. Well, luckily for you, I'm ending stream now. So you can sleep. Phoenix is like, no! I just got here. I like the blue colors. I know, right? They're not even the real blue colors because it has to be made for printing. If you remove the actual colors, it looks like this. But because it has to be colorized for printing, it looks a bit more dull. It's so hard to pick out blues and purples and reds. I think reds is okay, I don't remember. But blues and purples and greens always give me trouble for CMYK printing color profiles. But it's fine. At least I know what it's gonna look like printed. I'm still waiting for season 2 of Heavenly Delusions. That show was great. Yeah, it looks like there is definitely gonna be one, right? I mean, the way it ended. I just got home, sorry. Such as Lera is the new normal in our streams. I know, I used to be so concentrated. I used to be full orange juice, 100% concentrate. I don't really know what I'm talking about. I think I'm tired, guys. It's been a week. I know it's only Wednesday, but it's been a week for me. I'm not even kidding. I wish I was, but I'm not. Okay, where's the Jack one? Where is it? You were never concentrated? Before, I used to not be. Well, no. Wait, what? I used to be concentrated, now I'm not. They've been watering me down. With conversation. Is the new normal hard? Are you sure this isn't how it's always been? No, before I used to make whole paintings during an art stream. I'm telling you. But also, like, nobody would talk to me in chat back then. It was a different time. It was just a different vibe back then, what can I say? But yeah, guys, thank you so much for coming, liar. Fine, Minami would talk to me in chat, I guess. Because Minami didn't have a job back then, but now she has a job. It's not the same anymore. She's only here because she's sick today. Would you prefer us chatting or silence? Of course I prefer you guys chatting. Thank you so much for the super chat, Alex. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Of course I prefer you guys chatting. Always. I would rather be distracted than not have any distractions at all. And then I'm just like... I mean, if I wanted to just draw with no distractions, I wouldn't be streaming, right? I would just be drawing. In my own time. Umamusa, my gold ship, you stop that. Don't spam the replies like that. She hates us? When did I say that? Literally, when did I say that? I'm sorry for being employed, you should be. Where did she hates us come from? I don't understand. I will say something like, yeah, I want you guys to talk, and then you guys are like, she hates it. What? Now I'm just confused. Anyway, so on Friday we are playing another underwater game. I hope you guys are excited. I know you guys have been so excited for the really strange underwater games we've been playing. Guess what? The one we have this Friday I think is actually genuinely really strange. I'm not even sure what's going on in that game, but we will see. It's called Subverge. And I don't even know what's going on in that game. It looked interesting. But they all looked interesting! And then they were kind of flops. I think Wavetail was alright, but it wasn't really an underwater game, sadly. It wasn't exactly a flop. It's really underwater. That one is definitely underwater because it's set on a submarine. Okay, guys? I looked into it. I'm pretty sure it's about a submarine, therefore it is definitely underwater, okay? I am not being a liar this time, okay? It is definitely underwater, just you guys wait. I like the underwater game, especially when it's so hot, it's really refreshing. Well, you somehow feel the cool water coming from the stream. I don't remember having that kind of feature in my streams. I didn't know it was like one of those... what did you guys get, like those like weird cinema thingies at like theme parks and stuff? Where you watch a movie and if there's water splashing, they actually splash water on you and stuff like that. Those used to be really popular back in the day, but then they all suddenly appeared, and then they all suddenly vanished, just like that. It's new. I don't have that water streaming. That sounds like it could be bad for your setup if water just started randomly coming out of your computer monitor. Trek 4D before it got taken down. Yeah, we had lots like that and they all just suddenly disappeared. It was really strange. But I think they still have them at like bigger theme parks, don't they? Or maybe they got rid of it by now. I don't know. I haven't been to a theme park in so long, actually. Anyways, thank you guys for coming today. I really appreciate it. I will see you on Friday for more underwater stuff. And yeah, I'm working on a new cover. I'm still working on it, but it will be out soon. Trust. Maybe next week if I finish the video. We'll see though. But yeah. Bye bye everyone. Have a good night. I'll see you on Friday. Where is my end screen? There it is.